And we're live.
Cool.
That's it.
Turn it off.
It was a good live stream. Thanks everybody who joined us. Had some great conversations with you guys today. We will see you next time. So we'll wait for people to funnel in. We doing the normal promotional stuff we usually do for these.
I don't want to do anything today.
One of those days.
It's Tuesday energy. You know.
Oh, dude, tell me about it. I was up all night last night.
Doing what?
It's a secret.
Okay.
Can't say it on stream.
Andy, what was Nick doing?
Why do you think Andy would know?
I don't know. I mean, you guys are roommates, I would think.
I was up last night listening to rap music.
Okay.
And the reason why is because there's a big East Coast versus West Coast beef going on right now.
Okay.
I mean, we just started the stream. Nobody's really watching yet.
Send it to me. Let's try to fix it.
Interesting.
I'll fix it.
Big rap beef going on right now.
Okay.
Basically, it all starts with Kendrick Lamar versus Drake. This is a well-storied public narrative. Everybody knows it. And I think it's widely agreed upon that Kendrick was the victor of that little spat. So now, about a year later, you have a New York rapper by the name of Joey Badass,
Okay.
who, good rapper, dropped a mixtape in 2013. It was like really lyrical, solidly received, but never really put out hits. But he's been considered to be one of the best in New York for a while.
Okay.
And I'm just yapping before anybody gets in here to keep, whatever. He disses the West Coast, says he wants Kendrick to come out and battle him, says a bunch of nasty stuff about West Coast rappers, and basically now every single rapper who's come up under Kendrick on the same label is dissing this guy like crazy. And last night there was 5 songs back to back. One guy released one, then another immediately released one. It was just brought me back, nostalgic to those good old Kendrick versus Drake days, watching reactions on the timeline.
So you're So you're right on target then with everything you've been doing.
I'm right on
'Cause
target.
You made your own diss track recently.
My own diss track.
Well, I guess it's not your own, but you produced it.
Who did I diss?
You didn't diss anybody, but the person in the video dissed the video.
Oh yeah.
What happened?
Okay, yeah. You're right. Yep, it was that was Walson's PR diss track.
Yeah, this one.
But it was subliminals, Yeah. It's on a lot of news sites right now, actually.
Yeah, we put it everywhere.
Yep. If anybody wants to know what our CEO's diss track is all about, ask in the chat. And for those of you who don't know, my name's Nick, this is Brian. You might be just joining us, and if you are, you have the pleasure of being on the BatteryEVO live stream. And you have the express privilege of being able to ask us any battery question that you want the answer to. So whether you're at the beginning of your off-grid journey, or you have a BatteryEVO product and you have some questions about it, or anything else, ask in the chat. We'll answer you. We'll try our best to help you out. And while we're live, only while we're live, we got exclusive BatteryEVO discounts. All you got to do is text us in 747-282-0538. We'll get the text right here in this room and offer you an exclusive live stream discount, lower than anything else we got online, even our Memorial Day sale. Secret way to get a best price on a BatteryEVO product, so be sure to text us in while you can. I know a lot of you guys haven't funneled in yet, so we'll hold it down until then. Brian, I was going to ask you if you're a West Coast or East Coast guy. I first of all feel like you don't care. Second of all, you're from the West Coast, so it seems like a stupid question.
Do you want me to answer?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really care. Here we go. Let's go on this one.
First of all, feel like you don't care. second of all here, bro. Playing it back. Should we rap battle live on stream?
I don't think
freestyle?
we should do that. I don't know. You probably win. You practice.
I'm kind of down.
You make music. You make songs. You've already rapped in front of me. And, you know, you have way more experience. There's more EXP.
It takes a certain level of trust and comfort for me to rap in front of you.
Yeah, and Andy's in the room, so I'm not doing that.
Do you live in fear of Andy roasting you?
I don't live in fear, but I just don't want it to happen. I don't fully express my creativity while Andy's around. I want Andy to think that I'm...
Hey Nick, what's your favorite biopic on a rapper that you've seen?
Biopic.
Like film, like
I really liked the NWA film, actually, Straight Outta Compton. It was so good. I thought it was very nicely directed. Especially for... I don't really like a lot of musical biopics, to be honest. Like, usually I feel like they're kind of surface level, you know? Because they just try and cover, like, the broad strokes of the artist's career.
yeah, like the scandals and successes.
And as somebody who has made a biopic,
What does that mean?
Bernie Mac biopic, it's like a
Like a film about somebody-
life story
Yeah.
type movie, you know?
Oh, got it. Oh, got it.
But it wasn't it wasn't
like
it would have been so
Shit
cool to cast an actor who like looks and sounds like Bernie Mac and like, you know, like a young Bernie Mac. That would have been so cool. I really wanted to do that, but budget.
If anybody wants to know more about Nick, just ask questions. Just ask questions. It's gonna take a minute for this to funnel in today, so we just have to kind of hold it down for a little bit. I know that when people aren't in here to glaze you, you get sad and grumpy, but you know, if you could just wait a little bit, we'll get there. There you go. Look, uptick.
That's because I started talking about my films.
It's because you did a big sigh.
Oh gosh. Okay.
I'll figure this out.
You know, why talk about me when we can talk about the amazing experience of taking your home off the grid? So, at BatteryEVO, we pride ourselves in bringing affordable green technology to Americans all over America. Have I mentioned that we have walruses in stock? Which ones? Not all of them.
Not all of them.
I always feel like so at a blank before the chat comes in. I have
I
no
know.
idea what to talk about. What I've been doing is like after these posts like are finished, I'll go in and like you can edit it on YouTube, so I'll just snip out like the first 20 minutes where we're just only talking to each other.
Yeah, I'll try to get it on here. Give me 1 second.
That reminds me, I was gonna send a WeChat message to a certain special someone.
Is it your shining star?
It involves him.
Just put it straight at the top. More power, more play, more possibilities.
I'm all about possibilities.
I'm all about YouTube live stream. Let's go share. I almost like binge purchased a PS5
Today?
on the weekend.
On the weekend? What stopped you?
They didn't have a car to go to the store.
That'll do it.
So because of those reasons,
What games are you trying to play?
that's what I wasn't sure about either. I don't know what games are good. What's out? What's even...
I mean, I'm basic. I'm like a
I heard Animal
diehard
Crossing's
for
is
the
fire.
Animal Crossing's good, but that's not
that's
PS5.
Oh, that's not.
Really good on PS5 though.
What else is the good one? Flappy Bird?
Bro, what are you gonna get a PS5 for?
Just get an iPod Touch.
Alright, so, nah, I don't know what would be good. I think Forza's on the PS5, right? They moved that over.
Mm,
I think they extend
Gran Turismo.
The release date of GTA 6
I saw that.
GTA
I saw
6?
to like next year, I think.
So what else? What do you guys play on the consoles? You guys play games, right?
Yeah, I'm super basic. I like Dark Souls, Elden Ring, Bloodborne, like that. Anything that publisher puts out, I'm playing, and it's gonna eat up all my time.
Which publisher?
They're called From Software.
Oh, got it. Should I just get it just to play NBA 2K?
You certainly could.
Okay, let's see if this is gonna work. It's probably not gonna be as good as how I used to have it, or at least as efficient, but it'll be.
And lately, I have RuneScape open pretty much anytime I have free
What's
time.
that?
It's like a point-and-click RPG. It's like it was really popular when we were younger, like maybe elementary school, middle school age, 2007. You know, and my brother is like a diehard for it. Like basically, you can level up in various things like wood cutting, fighting, whatever. My brother had maxed out like every single stat, which took him well over several hundred hours because it's like just a long grind. And I always made fun of him for it, pretty much as long as we lived together and growing up. I made fun of him for being so into RuneScape, but now I'm right there with him because when I moved out here, it became one of the main ways to communicate with him, like spend time with him. So I was like, oh, I miss you, let's hop on RuneScape, right?
Yeah.
And then I got addicted. I literally only started it just to like have something to do with him, and then I got addicted to it.
Can?
Andy, why don't you come on here on stream?
Speculation. Alright, let me just put it. Okay, so this should at least have it there. I think that'll help you get the viewers. Oh man, we didn't prep for this properly, but we will get there. Why don't you ask the chat if they think that we get picked up by broadcast?
All right, chat. Would you watch Brian and I host other TV shows?
Everyone in our
like the
office already
news?
said no.
Well, to be specific, no, I'm not going to go there. Yes, I am. They said they would watch me, but not you.
Andy didn't say they'd watch it. He also said no.
That's true. It was just Nadine. But Nadine's our most important viewer. Give my little introduction again. Welcome. My name's Nick. This is Brian. We're streaming to you this afternoon from BatteryEVO in Los Angeles, California. We're here in the marketing department, and we are here to answer all your questions about BatteryEVO. Whether you're looking to go off the grid, already have, and want to expand your battery capacity, want to upgrade your golf cart, or anything else, let us know. We'll help you get a better understanding of green energy. While we're live, and only while we're live streaming, you can text us at 747-282-0538. That's the number at the bottom of your screen. We'll get your text right here in this room. We'll offer you an exclusive live stream discount on any product on our store, anything BatteryEVO, and we'll go lower than those Memorial Day sales you see online. So let us know. Sad I used to be able to say, and right downstairs below us, they're hard at work building more batteries, but we moved down the street. I hate hearing that. Do I really sound like that?
That's exactly how you sound.
Bummer.
Look at this stupid kickbox.
So what should we talk about BatteryEVO? What do we got going on here?
What's new besides the Komodo?
We got the Komodo. Komodo's always a big talking point because innovation matters. We got
Innovation is key.
we got a bunch of walruses coming in. Many walrus on
many
the
walrus?
horizon. Well, I don't want to say this on stream if it's not correct, but
Yeah, at some point.
okay.
I think that's right away though.
Yeah, that's maybe later this year. Let's just say that if you want a walrus and you've been frustrated by us only selling them in small batches, that you might not have a reason to be frustrated anymore soon. But don't worry, we'll come up with a new reason to frustrate you, because that's what we do.
I can't even put that there. Dang it. Oh, man.
Makes it look like I was throwing Serdar under the bus so hard. Man, we need Serdar and Tommy in here. Bring back the old vibes.
Whoa, hold on to it.
We're ready for your questions. Anything battery related.
Oh. I wish you know the link works. Okay.
Audio's working today.
Oh, that was totally. That was so torn. Here. Why is it not working?
What's up? Look at me.
Well, in the video.
I took it off.
Oh, well, I'm watching on delay. I can't see.
Can't creatively direct the creative director. I already creative directed myself.
No, it's the effects supervisor.
There we go.
Do you guys always do that? You guys always like, hold up, this was what my title was.
No, just me.
I want to start doing that. Like, just start throwing old titles I used to have at people.
It's kind of, I don't know, the whole creative director thing, to be honest.
It's getting old.
Well, it's sort of just an invitation for you guys to make fun of me.
I mean, I like it. I respect the profession, dude.
Respect the creative director grind.
Why do I respect it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Coming up with a blank there. I know I respect CTOs.
Oh yeah, me too. It's gonna take a little longer than I wanted it to, but I'm almost there.
Any second now, somebody's gonna ask us a battery question.
Phone number 747.
747-282-0539. People are never going to know how much battery knowledge we have if they don't ask questions. Kind of sad.
I don't think that they care, to be honest. I think that that's what it is.
Sometimes when we do get like a ton of people in the chat asking questions, it is a little surprising.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa, you guys really like this.
Andy has it open so he can screenshot us, huh? And makes
Oh,
AI
for
pictures
sure.
of us.
No, actually, full disclosure, I just have the audio on just to mess with people.
What's the opposite of full disclosure?
Partial.
Partial disclosure?
Full
Or none.
enclosure.
Enclosure is something different, no?
Yeah.
Enclosure is like, yeah.
It's like your habitat.
Actually, the ambient of it,
I haven't heard that word in a long time. That's a good one.
is it's like, I don't know, concealment.
I think I kind of got it.
Eric says batteries.
Batteries.
Hey, Eric. Thank you,
Hey,
Mr.
Eric.
Shen.
I realize like Chris doesn't have like one line. He says like zingers. You know what I mean? Like he just like I don't even explain it.
I've said this before, but like the next time I write a script, I just want to give it to Chris and just be like, dude, can you just zing this up a little bit? No. I'm just laughing because it caught me off guard. Sardar doesn't look happy. Introducing the BatteryEVO Zesty Bean.
I don't think we know what that is either.
Don't worry. Don't panic. Don't panic.
Can get the width to go wider, dude. Let me just see how it looks like. Switch is like not that bad anyway, so it kind of works.
I like that image, by the way. We got his banner right now. It's not bad.
I don't know what I gotta do here. I wanna fix this around. But this could be our new widget if it works, but I gotta figure this.
Got you. That's cool.
I think it should be work for now.
There'll be some black beans, middle beans, kidney beans, lima beans, green beans.
I don't like green beans.
Well,
I had to stop the other day.
it's your loss.
My loss is another cent sugar.
Kind of got you there, Andy.
guys are making me more tired. Dude, okay, so on this whole rap battle thing, just today alone, since I've been at work, 4 new tracks already dropped. That's how quick these guys are going back and forth. I haven't been able to listen to them.
Andy, do you care about the beef?
What beef?
The beef.
No, I'm vegetarian.
That was whack. Just kidding.
No, that was a bar. That was a bar. Andy's about to hop in and spit.
Okay, I think I fixed this, so now I think we can replicate it everywhere.
No, but
Okay, cool. Thank you.
No problem, see?
So formal. Andy's got to hear me ramble on about so much stuff all the time. Rap beef. I think he started on One Piece. I'll never shut up.
Ouch. Okay, so now I kind of got us going.
I just got a text from Nadine about this live stream, you know, so I know that viewers are about to hop in. Because if I'm getting the text, that means everybody else is.
Ferocious phone has a ton of them. The work phone is like.
Oh, I bet.
Are we able to like change what this background thing is?
Of course.
Can we change it to like, do you know about Boxable? Well, Boxable has. Let's put tiny homes in the
If
background.
I put something that's copyrighted, we might get a strike.
But do you know what Boxable is?
Nope.
It's you know what it is?
Yeah, they're like homes that they pretty much can drop in your backyard.
Yeah.
They come like almost pre-assembled. They say like they can set it up by the end of the day. Like
Yeah.
they push the walls into place.
John Keel asks, have the back order G3s started shipping yet?
I think they did, yeah.
I think so,
be shipping
yeah.
out.
John, if you have a order number, feel free to provide it to us, and I can have the customer service team let me know if your order has shipped yet. You should have also received email tracking. So if you go back into your email, search up BatteryEVO, find your number, there should be a tracking link in there where you can see where it currently is. But yeah, G3s and G4s that were back ordered have started shipping out. Okay, so Boxable.
Yeah, we just put like tiny homes, but like let's put like a. Cause you're gonna put a YouTube video back there, or what do you think?
Yeah, yeah.
All right, let's put some like tiny home stuff. Let's talk about this is what I think we should have done the segment thing, remember? But I don't think we ever doubled down on that because.
Manny says, got my G4 delivered yesterday. Thanks, guys. No problem, Manny. Let us know how it goes. If you want to share any pictures or anything of your setup to our marketing email address, just marketing@BatteryEVO. Feel free to do so, and we'll show them on stream. John says, order number 51918, no tracking yet. Let me send a message to our team.
They gotta check how many G3s they have, and then they're going out. They're going out. All your batteries brand new and warranties?
Okay, so let's get into it. Here's the warranties. That's the shorter answer. 10-year warranty on all of our batteries. So if you get yourself a Walrus, you'll be set for the next 10 years, regardless of whatever happens. Now the Walrus is rated to last beyond 10 years. It's actually expected to last closer to 20, but during that first 10 years, you will be covered for anything that happens to it. And now with the batteries, short answer is yes, they are new batteries. The long answer is they are new batteries that were built for another purpose. They were originally built by electric vehicle manufacturers intended for road use. However, they are either built at a surplus or you will sometimes have batteries for electric vehicles that do not pass for the road, so they'll have weight balancing issues that make them not highway safe when in motion at high speeds, or there will sometimes even be things as small as misaligned screw holes that stop those battery casings from making it. And the process to recycle lithium is very expensive. EV manufacturers don't want to do that. It would eat into their cost too much. And so oftentimes these batteries will end up in landfills unused. In fact, some up to 30% of electric vehicle manufacturers' battery supply will end up in landfills annually. So that's where BatteryEVO comes in. We'll acquire these cells before they're used, before they're discarded, and we will process them, test them, and then build them into brand new units, the Walrus, etc. And that's how we are able to bring you guys nice, low, affordable prices. We bring the savings to you. You'll get more capacity of BatteryEVO than anywhere else.
GWW?
Okay.
How would you pronounce GWW? You get one chance.
Great Wilson Wong.
Okay. Asking if the Walrus Pacific Pro. Oh, wait. My bad. I messed up.
Manny says, made a video of unboxing, needed help from my boys. G4 is heavy, waiting on electrician for generator, inlet, interlock, subpanel, and soft start for HVAC. We'll document as I go. Very cool. If got all that documented, we'd love to see the whole process. And that sounds like footage that could be pretty useful for me over here as well. So please share that with me when you're all set up.
So GWW asked if the Pacific Pro is a 48 volt system. The Walrus Pacific Pro is a 72 volt system. The Walrus Pacific is a 48 volt system. GWW, if you want a Pacific Pro, text in for availability, because we might not have any more of those. They might have sold out last week. And then Eric Shen. I think is Eric Shen's Wu his version of how he would pronounce GWW? Is that what's happening there?
I think so. That's a big comment.
Yeah, what is the price on the G4 Plus? G4 Plus is the same. It's going to be the same retail. Well, it's the price of what the G4 now. Because anybody who's getting a G4 now, buying it now, will get a G4 Plus. I believe that's how that's going to go.
That's what I have been told.
It's a retail value right now at $6,499, but if you text in right now, we'll be able to get you better pricing. Just text the number on the screen. I think it's 6499. Let me find it. Gotta find it faster. Not fast.
Eric was thinking long and hard about that comment.
6449 as of right now. The total. I don't think we should really look.
G4 Plus. G4 Plus.
So the G4 is currently priced at $6,449. I believe it does qualify for the code Big 500 for $500 off. But if you want to get a better price, you gotta text in to see if we can get you qualified for better pricing. So text the number on the screen and get a good deal. Right, Chris?
Yeah.
Could you add an extension battery to the Pacific Pro? Technically, no. There's no extension packs for the Pacific Pro right now. Yeah, technically, no. I wonder if you could do the G4. No, the G3 battery packs. We've never asked that, huh?
Can I spray paint my G4 black and pretend that I have the latest? You certainly can paint your G4 however you want, and also pretend whatever you want. That's it's called freedom. Ruben says, tried to call to order a King Kong, but want to confirm the dimensions.
Ruben, text the number on the screen. We'll give you the dimensions there.
And
then
we'll
we
give
can
you that live stream discount.
Yeah, we'll give you a better price. But the King Kong, wait, King Kong 2, right? What do you ask for? King Kong 2?
Yeah, 48 volt.
Oh man, it's almost up. Alright, I'll find out right now. Give me 1 second. I don't know what's going on. Alright, let me find out.
Let's get those dimensions.
Let me find out a different way. Hang on a second.
I can tell you for sure that it's 3-dimensional.
I get like no energy today.
So the King, yeah, it's Tuesday, man. The King only goes with a 12K inverter. No.
What was the question?
The King, I'm assuming they mean Kong, only goes with a 12K inverter. You can pair it with any compatible inverter.
It can be with any 48 volt inverter. The King Kong 2 pairs up with our 12K inverter.
Yeah.
It
so
pairs up with but not any other one.
if you were gonna get one of ours, it would be that 12K one is what pairs with it. But you could go with a Generac inverter or Sunrun inverter. As long as it's 48 volt, it'll be compatible with the King Kong. John says, Nick, your last video states that G3 will accept 6K solar input instead of the 4.5K on the spec sheet. Is this correct?
For which item?
G3.
Yeah, no, it'll take 6K.
We gotta. I was like, sheesh, am I gonna have to re-edit that video,
No,
or
you're
is
fine.
Sardar
It's-
gonna have to re-edit
The
that spec
4.5
sheet?
I think is based on you're talking about the solar kit that you probably made the video on.
Mhm.
So that is a 4.4 kilowatt solar.
I see. So the
kit.
solar kit
Yeah, it's
is
4.4.
okay, but the
And
G3 can take.
It can
up
take
to
up to
6,
6,000 watts. What you don't want to exceed is the 230 volt PV inputs. So if you are savvy with your solar kit, you can run them in series and in parallel to get a little bit more solar, but you wouldn't want to exceed 6K. You definitely don't want to exceed 6K. So max solar input can be 6K, depending on how you wire up the solar panels. But,
Nice.
but if you run them all in series up to 6K, you might exceed the 230 volt, and it probably won't work.
Hope that helps, John. I am happy to hear that I did not accidentally give out false information. All right, guys. So you know how it goes. A lot of good questions so far. Keep it coming. Brian and I are streaming to you guys live from BatteryEVO in Los Angeles. We're from marketing, so we're here in the marketing department, and marketing batteries, you tend to learn a lot about them. So if you have questions, we are your guys. And if you're interested in buying a BatteryEVO product, we're also your guys, because while we're live streaming, and only while we're live streaming, we got the live stream discount. Text us in at 747-282-0538. Brian will get your text right here in this room. I see he's already at it. And we'll offer you an exclusive quote. Any product on the store, whether it's a Walrus, Kong, or a golf cart battery, or anything else, we'll get you an exclusive discount at a lower price than anything you see online, even lower than Memorial Day sales. So live streams are the secret way to get the best price on a BatteryEVO product. If you've watched before, you already know that. Text us in, get that deal, ask us questions, get those answers, like the video, and feel good in your heart about supporting me and Brian. I want to wear the beanie though. Andy's right. Makes my head invisible.
Yo, you know like that, go. Tell me a life. Okay. Battery
All right, what else is going on in here in the chat? Let me see what else we can figure out. It's just, I guess if we just like rifle off topics until somebody. Damn, I feel like I thought I had the energy for this.
I got
Then
I
I
got
just-
the energy for both of us, Brian.
All right, prove it right now. Yeah,
I don't want to.
No,
50 push-ups stream again,
No,
like we
when
did
I-
that one time.
I don't think I got that right now. I probably got like 32 max.
We'll do that arm wrestle we were talking about last time.
That one's tough too. Don't have the energy for that one.
Chest.
Shave our heads is.
I'm. How much? How
What's
much?
the 16 guard? What's the do the 16 guard?
What do you mean?
You don't know that?
No.
Okay, so that's like a meme thing where it's like for barbers where like the 16 is like the biggest guard they have. So these kids go to the barber shop and they just want them to run that across their whole head, but the barbers like don't do that because it looks bad. But like kids want it. They want the 16 guard. So you could run the 16 guard across your whole head.
I don't know if I'm pulling that off, dude. I'll find some pictures of when I had short hair. Let's see. I mean, you wouldn't even recognize me from these days.
What? Dude,
Yeah.
you look like... That looks so different.
I know. It's like when we see pictures of old Tommy, but it's like the opposite because old Tommy had really long hair,
Yeah.
you know? Tommy, if you're listening, bring back the long hair. Can we get room consensus? Should Tommy grow back the long hair and should I shave my head?
I don't think they know what Tommy looked like before or after.
I mean, if you want to see what Tommy looked like before, go to his LinkedIn page.
Shit.
Chris made a special appearance on stream. Let's see. Manny says YouTube videos you guys made were helpful for setup. For example, the connecting inverter to battery pack was not in the manual or stated as clearly in the video. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, those are pretty much any time we drop a new product, I'll try and make a video like that. You know, generally speaking, walrus to walrus, you're gonna generally set them up the same. But yeah, so glad that helped. Sorry, my team is funnier than me and Brian. Monte says, called tech support today and got my G3 working. Forgot to go over the app with Jesse, but I'm hoping to figure that out. Little dim when the AC went on. Other than that, things are good so far. Awesome, awesome. Glad to hear that G3 is up and running for you smoothly.
That's such a generic awesome. Like, you're like, awesome.
All right. No, but yeah, that is awesome. I'm glad it's a lot more awesome than it not working. Jesse gets his flowers on here a lot. People a lot of the time will come on here and comment saying, like, Jesse was so helpful. So shout out to Jesse, holding it down. Manny Gomez says G3 has Ethernet cable, G4 does not. Do you know why the G4 wouldn't have the Ethernet cable?
Don't know why they wouldn't?
Yeah.
No, it should, right? Yeah, they have the Ethernet cable. I think it's behind the... I think you gotta take off that cap on the back. The little cap thing on the back.
The base plate thing?
Yeah.
Monte says, my main issue was the battery button. I didn't see anywhere in the manual that I had to turn it on. You know, that's an oversight on our part, honestly. We should have in the manual how to turn on the product. That is I have no defense against that.
I got some news for y'all to hear. If you're looking for power, BatteryEVO's near. The Walrus, the Kong, and the Rhino too. Take you off the grid, that's
It's going down. Manny says that support says G4 measures current instead of cable connectivity. I see. That's interesting. I actually don't know much about that interplay there between the inverter and the battery like that. So cool to know that they're doing it a little different.
It's crazy how like customer support team is like over there, but we're hearing it from somewhere else, watching the YouTube live.
Yeah, we're playing.
This is
national telephone.
Yeah, telephone.
Yeah, telephone like across the United States,
Yeah,
just
like,
to
well,
talk
I heard
between
they
us and
said-
them. Yeah.
It looks like pre-animation.
Guys, be sure to keep those questions coming. We will live stream as long as we have a chat to live stream too. So we want to answer your battery questions, and also we want to give you those live stream discounts. Text us in. Brian's getting lonely. 747-282-0538. I want you guys to blow up his phone so that he can give you those custom quotes just for today. See if you can get a nice low price on the product of your dreams.
Product of your dreams.
What's the product of your dreams, Brian?
Mine?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm thinking about it.
For me,
I wonder
right
what
now,
my product of my dreams is.
for me right now, it's a 3 lens kit by Atlas Lens Co.
That's your product of your dreams?
Mm-hmm.
That's like 3 products. You can only pick one.
Well, I want to get the 3 kit as one product.
That's cheating.
I already sent it to our boss, like, please buy me this.
Product of my dreams would be... Product of my dreams. I'm trying to think. I mean, if I can only pick
Right
one.
now, a car.
A car, maybe? No, I don't know if that's the product of my dreams. That's like a product of my necessities. Product of my dreams.
A plane.
You remember in Spy Kids where they had like that microwave and they would put like the bag in the and then they hit
yeah.
it and then it's like McDonald's Happy Meal. I think maybe something like that.
That sounds pretty
That's
good,
the
I
product
can't
of my
lie.
dreams.
Why not just fabricate you can just like 3D print
I like the Spy Kids version.
He likes Spy Kids aesthetic.
The Spy Kids version, it's like a little aluminum pack and they put it in the microwave, they hit the button and then when it opens, it's like McDonald's Happy Meal. I don't want to 3D print it, Andy. It's gonna take forever.
One of my, well, I'll say our because Andy and I went to the same school. One of our professors at film school did all the thumb people on Spy Kids.
Oh,
yeah, he
the thumb thumbs?
yeah, he made all the thumbs. He also did Flubber, like all the VFX in Flubber.
That's so funny.
Shout out Flub, Brian Flubs. Oh boy.
wait, did you say that for real? Is that for real?
Yeah, I said. I mean, you didn't imagine
I
it.
thought that was like Brian Stubbs, like our.
Yeah, no, I said that. Yeah,
Oh, that's
no,
what it was?
I was
Okay.
just shouting out,
Okay, right.
out our guy.
Got it.
The guy's name is Ron Hahn.
Okay, so I was on point.
Yeah, yeah, you caught it.
Oh man, today's not a battery day. Today's what's the product of your dreams day?
Every day's a battery day when you work at BatteryEVO.
Is that not the only thing that's going to be okay? Okay, because the news
Keep your questions coming, guys. We'll keep streaming as long as there are questions in the chat. Michael, aloha, Brian and Nick. Been talking to the shippers in Hawaii. I have found out that UPS does ship with them to Hawaii. The phone number is based on East Coast and closed right now. I'll call in the AM. All right, sounds good, Michael. Keep us posted. I want to help you get that figured out as best we can. Let us know. I know you were talking to Brian this afternoon, so hopefully we get that all sorted out ASAP. Hope you're having a good afternoon. Are you chatting with us from the jacuzzi as you have in the past? When you talked to Michael earlier, did it sound like he was in a jacuzzi?
No, I think I just ate dinner.
Ah. What's the? Do you know what the
Regular
difference
lunch.
is between
Actually,
here
lunch,
and
maybe.
Hawaii with
Yeah, 'cause
time
dinner
zone?
wouldn't make sense because they're younger than us, right?
Yeah, that's a funny way of putting it.
Right?
That's fire.
It's funny.
I'm gonna look it up.
All right, so off-grid batteries.
When is
Who,
it
what, why,
in
when, where, and how.
Hawaii?
What was the question?
Off-grid batteries.
Dang, it's only
Who,
noon
what,
in
where,
Hawaii
when,
right
why, and
now.
how.
So Michael, that's got to be so inconvenient for you when you're trying to communicate with people on the East Coast.
I can answer you.
Cause noon. Oh, he says yes. He just got in the jacuzzi. Told you. Enjoy that jacuzzi, Michael.
That's funny.
Man, I'm jealous of your lifestyle.
And, like,
it's
that
it's
noon,
noon in
that's crazy.
Hawaii, sitting in the jacuzzi. I'm doing something wrong. And Hawaii too, man. I can't wait for our project out there. I've been needing a getaway. What was I gonna say? Yeah, so if it's noon for you there, in the East Coast, it's 6 p.m. right now. So that means if you want to do business with anybody in the East Coast during their business hours, you gotta get up so early. That sucks, Michael. But I'm sure Hawaii is incredible. It looks beautiful. I've never been. Anybody in here ever been to Hawaii?
Yes, sir.
You been to Hawaii, Chris?
Well, I guess is it like separated by islands?
There's several islands, you know?
I went to the Maui Island.
Maui. How was it?
It was cool. We visited a beach that had like black sand.
Oh, that's
It
cool.
looked like a bunch of Oreos crushed everywhere,
That sounds so cool.
and it was so awesome and fresh all the time.
You see any, like, volcanoes?
No. But they pointed out ones that were already like not active anymore. Not like any active ones.
That's cool.
And then there was giant koi fish out there as well.
Man, he's on the big island, Oahu. Oahu is where we have our special project later this year. Again, I don't want to divulge too much information about it, but it's a humanitarian project with a very big YouTuber. Looking forward to it. Maybe we'll meet up with you guys. Michael, Manny, my boys. Chris, when did you do that? When did you go out to Hawaii?
That one was like, I want to say 2022.
Nice.
Around my birthday time. And then we got this guy to give us a tour around the whole island. So we did a lot pretty much. It took all
That's
day,
cool.
but we had like 6 stops. He took us to a bunch of like historic places and waterfalls. He got us lunch. He took us to this place that had banana bread. That's why
Hey.
I was like, oh, they take me back. It was fire. It's so beautiful out there.
I went to Bimini once, which is the only like tropical island I've been to, but that's a Gulf of Mexico island, and beautiful.
That was fire.
It was gorgeous. There's
Was the water that blue as I see it?
yeah, it was amazing. There's like a lot of ancient alien theories about the island of Bimini, actually, because there's these, I think it's called Bimini Road, if you look it up. There's like these really, really large tile blocks on the ground in the ocean, like on the ocean floor, that people don't really know how they got there, and they kind of indicate advanced civilization, but they've been there for long enough that it doesn't really add up.
It's like an underwater rock formation.
Yeah.
Limestone blocks. That's weird.
And so I snorkeled right above those and saw
So
them.
you went in?
hmm
Wow. Was it pretty deep? Or
Yeah, I didn't go deep, but they, like, it kind of, you could see some of them, like, at a shallower level, and then it got deeper and deeper.
I know there's somewhere in the world that has like statues underwater.
Mm. Monte says Gulf of America. Sorry, I'm old-fashioned. Michael says, so UPS can carry it the whole way. Sorry, not in Hawaii right now. At a golf resort in Arizona. Been fixing my mother's condo. I fly. Oh yeah, I remember you mentioned that in your emails that you were in Arizona right now. Well, I hope you have safe travels. And that's very nice of you to help out your mom like that. Man, the food was so good in Bimini though. Like, I tried like conch and stuff. Conch? What is it? Like, yeah. Yeah, they're like fritters. Yeah. It was really good. Love me some seafood.
Where I was originally from, that was a regular, like, appetizer. You can see in a lot of restaurants and
Is it not also the drink that they have in?
that's what I mean.
Yes. I see that Bimini's like kind of just across Miami-ish. Is that like a boat ride, like a 40-minute boat ride?
Okay, Manny, Michael, Monty. I think it's Monty. I've been saying Monte. A lot of M names in the chat today. Appreciate your guys' comments. Keeping an eye out for more. Michael says, since UPS does have contract with Matson and Pasha, they are a freight forwarder for the Big Island, and they should be able to deliver your product for the show also. Hey, that's great to know, because we were starting to look into that ourselves. Monty, so Monty, got it. I will never say Monte again. Yeah, so that's helpful to know. Yeah, if we can, we'll have to get you back on the phone after the stream or later this week to talk about that in more detail, because that helps out a lot for getting your product to you and for that shoot we got coming up down the line. So Brian's not here right now, but I'll give my spiel without him. My name's Nick. I'm streaming to you live from BatteryEVO here in Los Angeles. I'm here to answer your questions and give you live discounts. So if you've been looking to start your off-grid journey, or you're already started and you want to know how to make it even better, ask me anything. Ask me anything about battery storage, solar energy setups. It helps if you're new to the energy space. It helps to know your home size and what you're looking to accomplish. That way I can give you good recommendations. And my co-host Brian is back with what looks like some fettuccine Alfredo. So you guys are in for a treat. This just turned into a Brian fettuccine stream. Ballerina cappuccina.
I also got coffee with creatine, so I slam that.
Cappuccino assassino.
Dude, we're all best friends or what?
We have to be at this point.
Right? Andy, would you put me in the category of one of your best friends? Be very cautious with what you say. Wow.
Andy's
I
afraid of
WeChat you every
expressing
now and then on
intimacy.
the weekends.
I know, and I'm not even on the clock.
That's crazy. So then yes? Is the answer?
No.
You got it. Look, how many best friends do you get in a lifetime? Like 7? I gotta be in there.
Yeah.
Come on, I gotta be in top 7.
Don't do this to Brian. Don't do this to Brian.
Sorry, I just wanted
He
to
needs
see
this.
spiral. Sure.
Sure?
Andy,
I don't like quantifying like the degree of being like quantum.
would you consider me one of your best friends?
I don't like quantifying the degree of
See, he's non-biased.
Okay.
Andy knows that how he treats one person is how he treats everyone, and that's what I respect about Andy.
I see.
And it also makes me feel better because he didn't say yes to you and didn't say yes to me.
I know after 9 years of friendship.
Well, no, he doesn't like to quantify it, so maybe it's not a friendship.
I think you know,
After 9 years of knowing each other.
you could deduce intrinsically.
There's some context clues.
Yeah.
I want to deduce altrinsically. All right, Chris. What about? Let's ask Chris now. Are we one of your best friends?
Yeah, I see you guys like more than I see my family.
Yeah, for real, honestly.
Honestly, same.
We're in the trenches.
It's a battery family.
Yeah,
For what it's worth, I interact with you all more than I do.
Like, we got man hours in here. Manatee hours.
Manatee hours for real. Tommy, when I asked him this question, just kind of ignored it.
He was like, huh?
Mm-hmm.
But I asked him, I was like, do you think that your family loves you more than we do?
I mean, there's a lot of Tommy love in here, so
Yeah. The Tommy culture is alive.
you been getting any texts? Any live stream texts?
You just.
I gotta know.
We managed to get some of it fixed, but we got to do extra modifications to get the rest of it. But we're not bad.
Nice, nice.
Not too bad.
Good stuff.
We'll do one more, and then we'll see what happens.
Have you received text messages from our lovely viewers? Guys. Michael says, to ship personally, I would have to do container size. I need 2 inverter charger combos. To cover my solar roof output, I'll need 2 units. The Walrus Arctic seems like it would be enough. Benefits of 4. So,
Mike already has a G4, by the way. So
Yeah.
we're in on the order. So 2 G4s would be best.
2 G4s would be really good. Arctic is a great product, but it's kind of... I don't know if we're going to be building more of those, and there's only a handful left. So if we're looking at getting your order out a little down the line, then I would recommend counting on another product, because we're going to for sure have G4s all year. But if you really want the Arctic, you really like the Arctic,
Michael's
go for it now.
already has a G4. I think getting a second G4 would be best. For the amount of solar he wants and everything he wants to do, I think the G4 is going to be best.
Maybe get one of those fancy G4 pluses I've been hearing about. Thanks, Michael. Thanks, Monty.
So Andy doesn't like to quantify the level of friendship, but Chris does, is what we learned. Right?
Chris, who do you like better, me or Brian?
Quantify it.
Give me a scenario.
Mr. Scenario.
Who would you go to for this?
Yeah.
Type thing? Yeah.
Sure, thank you.
All right, who would you go to if you're going to watch the premiere of a new Avengers movie?
That's an easy one, I think. You gotta give me a hard one.
Come on.
What? You just want to answer it.
I'll go to Nick.
Wow. All right, harder one. Who would you call if you needed to get proper dimensions of your shower because you were going to reconstruct it and remodel it?
Luis Torres says, how many kilowatt hours is the G4? 23 kilowatt hours. Okay, Chris, who are you calling for life advice?
Life advice? I think it depends. Either life advice for like contemplating my next move, or life advice like something bad happened and I don't know what to do.
Both.
Alright.
Either or.
If I'm contemplating a new move, I gotta go with Brian. If I'm contemplating like something happened to me and I'm like, I feel stuck, I gotta go with Nick. Nick's got the inspirational type beat, and Brian has the next steps like for when things are good.
There you go. See, that's why we're perfect together on the live stream. It's because people come onto the live stream like, Nick, I'm in my low right now.
All I heard is that there's going to be a lot of bad performance reviews this quarter.
Brim says Avengers suck, and your mom. Thanks, Brim. Brim, do you want to buy a battery?
Brim told me specifically in person that they would never buy a battery pack. That's what they said.
I'm inspired by what Brian's eating. Me too. It smells good. Luis, are you interested in getting yourself a G4? If you are, be sure to text us in at this number, 747-282-0538. While we're still live, we have exclusive live stream discounts, lower than anything you see online for all of our products. Brian will get the text right here in this room. So if you're looking to get that G4, be sure to text in while we're still live, because when this live stream ends, so does the live stream discount offer.
Nick's going to call it. We're going to try one more time and see what goes on.
What price can you give me for 2 G4s and the inverter? So the inverter is built in on the G4. So if you have 2 G4s, you shouldn't need an extra inverter unless you're planning on using that additional inverter for something else. Let us know. If we aren't supposed to give out the prices of the live stream discount verbally on live, so if you could text us in, that's 747-282-0538. Like I said, Brian will get that text right here, and he will set you up with the custom quote. And like I said, it'll be lower than any of our prices online. Best way to get the lowest price on a BatteryEVO product is right here when we're live. Michael said, I made a deposit of 5G down. Would be easy to pay off the rest if 2 are still in stock, whereas I would have to wait next month for 2 G4s. Got it.
Call in, Michael. You should call in and get your 2 units if you have your quote from your shipping.
Yeah, give us a call. Our customer service team is right there in the other room, ready to take that call and help you get that finalized. GWW says, will you guys ever add an extension battery for the Pacific Pro? You could parallel them, right? No, you can't parallel the Pacific Pro?
You could do 2 Pacific Pros, but you'd have like an extra inverter.
What about just the Kong? No,
Not
it's a
same
different voltage.
Maybe at some point, I guess it depends on how much people really need or want 124 kilowatt hour. I'm gonna say for the short term, probably not, just because the 62 kilowatt hour is just already huge. But potentially, what could happen is maybe like an alternative, maybe like the G4, maybe like the G3 extension pack. I think you could do it. I think. We'd have to double check with the tech team, but I think you could probably, if you needed a little bit more, you could get like 2 G3 extension packs and wire them up.
See that.
That could potentially work.
GWW, do you have a Pacific Pro that you're looking to expand on your capacity, or are you just curious? Brim Leal says, how long do your batteries usually last before needing a replacement? So, 2 things on that, Brim. We have our 10-year warranty, so regardless of what happens with your battery, within 10 years, you will have a battery because we'll replace that. But the batteries are expected to last closer to 20-year lifespan. And that's, you can do deep cycles on those batteries. They'll last a nice long time. Luis says, I don't need 2 inverters, just the 46 kilowatt hours with a 12K inverter. Okay. So, Luis, I would say 2 G4s is a really good, 2 G4s is a really good value for that level of battery capacity, and they each have the inverter on it, so you would technically have two inverters, even though you only need 1, but that might be the best value as far as getting to that capacity. Alternatively, you could maybe look into our Rhino. The BatteryEVO Rhino 4 has 40 kilowatt hours. It's a standalone battery, and then you would need to put a different inverter with it because it doesn't have an inverter built in the same way the Walrus does. So if you need 40 kilowatt hours, like if 40 kilowatt hours will do the trick, if you don't need that extra 6, then I'd say maybe consider going with the Rhino 4 and getting a different inverter for it. That could be slightly more cost effective. Text us in. We'll help you get set up.
What Luis needs, he needs the G4 plus extension pack. The G4 plus extension pack will give him exactly what he's looking to get.
That's
so
true.
He'll have the 12K inverter plus the 46 kilowatt hour worth of battery capacity.
That's a good point. Be sure, Luis, to text in Brian, 747-282-0538. He'll give you a custom quote on that. Be sure to take advantage of that, because if you just go buy on our website, it's going to cost you more than if you get it from us here on the live stream. Brim says, what happens if I use too much power? Do your systems shut off or switch to the grid? Brian, you want to take this one? Brim's quizzing us.
Answer is yes and yes.
Yeah.
What happens if you use too much power? Yeah, so if you have an overload of power, the inverter will kind of protect the battery by shutting itself down.
Yeah, so
and then
at-
it'll switch back to the grid. Yeah, so you'll continue to use grid power. As long as you have grid power, you'll have energy in the home. If the grid cuts out, the G3 will or G4 will turn on.
yeah, it's unlikely for that to happen, but it's prepared to. Every BatteryEVO product is built with one of our proprietary AI-powered battery management systems built in. So that is a piece of software / hardware that is developed by BatteryEVO, and okay. I've been help has been requested of me elsewhere. Brian's gonna have to finish this question as well as Michael's.
So you.
So, this is the cool room. Everybody's in here.
You want to take my seat?
No, I'm
You
pausing.
should.
I got a meeting right now. I gotta head off to. How's the new webcam though?
It's cool.
Is it like fire or is it just great?
It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Is it like fire?
Is it? I'm trying to talk young. Is it like fire? Damn, guys, I'm glad you moved over here because it's like Africa hot in the other room, dude.
Yeah?
Like, oh, dude, I don't know how that even that kid left the room when into my room. Like, Walton said, he's like, in China, it's normally this hot. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, they are not allowed, it's illegal for you to increase the Celsius, lower the Celsius. It's set at the same temperature, like 80 degrees in like open areas. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, if you go to the mall, that's what it feels like inside the mall. I said, no way. He's like, yeah, because it's illegal. I'm like, are you sure? I'm sure those people are like, I'm hot as fudge sickles. I don't want to be shopping when it's 80 degrees out in the freaking mall, right?
Yeah.
What's up, dude? You alright?
Yeah, I'm good.
You sure?
We're just on live, yeah.
Yeah. How's life going? Good?
It's good.
Making some sales or what?
You were trying, yeah.
Hell yeah. Got a bunch of stuff coming in. Let's go, baby.
Yep. We're just waiting for questions.
Nobody's questioning you?
No, they're questioning.
Okay, good. Okay, I'll see you guys mañana.
Okay.
I have a meet at 4:30. I'm Audi 5000. Later, guys.
Brian, when are you making G4 specific videos? I think Nick has started making those. We have G4 specific videos, right, Chris? We made those.
Yeah,
Yeah, we should be.
And we have way, like, a lot more G4 specific.
I think we have some, man. You just gotta go online and look them up. If not, then all the videos from the G3 are the same as the G4. The hookups are all the same. Everything's basically the same. But I'm sure Nick has made some G4 videos by now. But anything that you see with the G3, the G4 is the exact same setup. If the Arctic is used, can you add additional batteries or just storage? You can add additional batteries to all of the Walrus packs if there's extension packs available. Dog Mom asked, hi, what's the specials this weekend for Walrus Arctic, and is it any cheaper to pick up? Usually it's not cheaper to pick up. It's actually harder because the fulfillment team is not really, the warehouse isn't really set up for pickups. It's set up for shipping. But Dog Mom, if you want an Arctic, text the number on the screen and we'll get you a good price on this for YouTube live pricing. And then if you want to pick it up, we'll figure it out. What is the max continuous output before shutting down on the 18 kilowatt inverter? I guess it's 18 kilowatts. No, which product are you talking about? The 18 kilowatt would be the, you mean the 18 kVA, which would probably be the Pacific Pro. I believe The max continuous output on that is like 18 kW. No, it might be like 15 or 16 kW. Okay. I'm gonna have to find it. Let me try to find it. Dang it. I think we're missing the specs on one. Which product are you talking about? Which inverter? I think you mean the Pacific Pros inverter, but I'm not sure.
It looks to me, graphically wise, the same as throwback Mexican rock music videos. Like straight up, you know. And I love it.
Yeah, the Pacific Pro. No, you're gonna have to text in just to see the availability on that if you want one. That one might be out of stock already, but yeah, I can't really go over for the surge. If you have an AC unit, I would say grab a soft starter for the AC unit, but the Pacific Pro is best, is the one that could best handle the AC units. But it's best to always put a soft starter on the AC unit before plugging it into one of our units. There is like a little bit, like you can technically go a little bit over, but the unit, if it has an oversurge or an overload, it'll try to shut itself down to protect the battery pack. So I would say try not to exceed the maximum continuous output for too long. But if it's the Pacific Pro, it should be able to handle an AC unit. What is this? I don't... What the heck is going on?
It's a wonderful machine that benefits all of us. Inverter on the top, battery on bottom. Power your whole home appliances. All of them.
AI is so weird. What's the lowest price kit offers solar plus battery? Fallen Solar King, it'd probably be the G3 plus solar. That's probably gonna be the best one. G3 plus solar. Probably G3 with the 4-panel solar kit would be the lowest priced option. You could go ahead and text the number on the screen if you want to get special pricing for it. I don't think that the G3 plus solar qualifies for Big 500, so you might want to text in to see if you can get a discount on that. Yeah, no, it's always best to have a soft starter installed, even just regardless, you know, so you're not overloading the surge even on your grid, because it'll cost you more money. Anytime remember, they're charging you per kilowatt, so if you're doing over surges into the grid, then it's gonna charge you money to do so. Fallen Solar King, go ahead and text us for G3 plus solar. We could probably do a discount on that, and that'll be the best price unit. Noel, you should probably text in to see if we have any Pacific Pros anymore. That one might be out. Fallen Short Solar King, text us with your user handle so we know it's you, and then we'll give you a good price. If anybody has any more questions, let us know right now before Nick gets back, because when Nick gets back, he'll cut the stream. Right, Chris?
Yes, sir.
How many of these did I do without Nick before Nick jumped on?
You did a few, like, I remember you were in that room, you would go over there and do it. And then come back like 2 hours later and be like,
No, but that was when I would do the YouTube. No, that wasn't YouTube Live. That's when I would do the.
live walkthroughs. What
Yeah,
are they
yeah,
called, meetings?
the virtual tour.
Yeah, virtual tour.
Yeah, but we started doing the YouTube Lives over at the other facility.
I think
Do you
you're
remember?
right. Oh, yeah.
How many
Yes,
did I
sir.
do before Nick jumped in? It was like maybe like,
It was a few.
and then he jumped in, huh? I think
Yeah.
it's better with Nick in it. Otherwise, I just feel all
Yeah.
alone.
Now you're holding it down, yeah?
Would you agree, Andy, that I am holding it down?
Yeah. Sure. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
Andy, I would have put you in one of my best friend categories, but because you didn't put me in yours, I don't know if I'm gonna put you
I
in
didn't
mine.
feel it was fair to anyone to put anyone in the category, but I have thoughts.
Would I have thoughts?
Yeah,
I have thoughts. Crying for Nick, prominence, perspective. I feel like that's like a name like that you would use, Chris.
Prominence, perspective.
Yeah. What does prominence mean, Andy?
It's a state of being important or famous.
Ooh, prominence, perspective. So what does prominence, perspective mean?
I don't really know.
Crying for Nick. Does anybody have any more?
Luis Torres.
Luis Torres said, just texted you. Can you give me a total price for what I ask? Sure, we can give you that. We can give you that. Just stay on the text thread and they're going to be able to hook you up. Remember, if you guys are ready to buy today, the way to get the best pricing is, yeah, you got to text in for live, but you got to be ready to buy today. If you're not ready to buy today, you're not going to get the best price. That's kind of how that works.
That's the incentives of the live.
I don't think I see it though. What inspired? Lewis, we're gonna text you back in a bit. Just you're in the queue. What inspired the name Walrus? I don't remember what it was. I just remember. I don't remember what it was.
We had other animal named batteries before, right?
Yeah, all of the battery names have animal names. I think just Walrus was just like.
Walrus, the etymology of the word comes from
So I think it's that. I think it's.
It's like the only one, so you know they got they're like one thing versus like a small golf cart battery, like an owl.
Yeah, I don't think that I don't know. I think that's just the name they said that's what it is.
Yeah.
The walrus.
But they also have like King Kong 2, which is a bigger unit. What's the difference with the bigger ocean? My G4 comes tomorrow. I'm so excited.
Prominence perspective. I bet you couldn't spell that backwards, Chris, without looking at it.
Not looking at it?
Yeah.
EVITECPR.
You started spelling it forward. You went backwards and then
I'm like,
forward.
11 up here, you started spelling it forward.
I think Andy could do it first try, so we're not even gonna ask.
Can you spell backwards? What, like, can you when you do work, can you spell it backwards? Like, prominence perspective?
Sure.
I got the cheat sheet.
Wait,
Yeah. Prominence perspective. Yeah. All right, you ran out of time.
No, EVIT. Wait. Yes, C.
Somebody said I have sent a test asking the difference in price between the units, which should work for my house. Some can be paid from available money, some I might have to borrow for, so that's a consideration thing. And do you guys have a buyback program?
We don't have any buyback programs right now. A lot of our units are still like fresh. Do you have any units from us now, Noel? What are you using now? What we did do, well, we actually probably need to make like an article about it or something so we can let people know. The new incentive where if they text us a picture of a competitive brand,
Oh,
so like a Tesla Powerwall, an Anchor product, a Jackery, any of those, an EcoFlow,
yeah.
we'll give them a little bit greater incentive to adopt and try one of our units.
Okay.
So if they have
An existing competitor.
yeah, if you have an existing battery pack type product, text maybe even should we include the gas generators in that? Like if you currently use a gas generator for backup,
I don't see why not, yeah.
right? If you currently use a gas generator as a backup,
Like Generac or
any of them, even the little ones, take a picture of it, text it to our number, and we'll make sure to give you a little bit greater incentive for having one of those units and trying to adopt one of ours.
Yeah.
I think it's a good incentive. If you already use an alternative brand's product, then you should try a Walrus.
Yeah.
Dog Mom is ordering a Walrus Arctic right now and cannot wait. Dog Mom, text us a picture of your dog to the number down below, and then let us know if you're actually a dog mom. And if you are, I mean, I don't know, we'll tell them to give you a discount for it. We just got to get the chat fired up, otherwise Nick gets grumpy and then he turns off the live. Dog Mom for the win. Fallen Solar King is talking about Dog Mom. I feel like, but people are dog. Does anybody ever call themselves a dog dad? Is that a thing?
I haven't heard that, but I have seen dog mom merch in the wild. So maybe just untap it.
Untap potential in what? Dog Mom, where do you live and what kind of dog do you have? Take a picture of your dog and send it to our team here, and then we'll look at it, you know? We'll look at it on stream, and then we could talk about your dog. Fallen Solar King, take a picture of your solar, send it in the chat. Okay, yeah, it would take all day to get pictures. Put them all together in one. Do like one family picture, and then do one family picture and send it in so we could look at your 5 dogs. I think we'd appreciate it.
I'm bad.
Nick came back right in time for Dog Mom.
Chat's been pretty fired up.
Dog Mom is asking about you, Nick.
Me specifically?
I think so.
Why?
I just think that they're asking about you.
Audience perspectives and crying for Nick.
Yeah. We were talking so
All right,
bad
let me
about
catch
you when
up
you were
on
gone.
these. Oh wow, there is a lot going on here.
We're trying to get Dog Mom to send us a picture of their 5 dogs.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, so I'm sure Brian's already read a lot of these. I'm just gonna recap so that I can catch up. So Fallen Solar King said, "I'll text, thanks." Prominence Perspective crying for Nick. Luis, I just texted you. Can you give me the total price? I'm sure Brian is already on that. Your customer support reps are awesome. Thank you, Fallen Solar King. What inspired the name Walrus? My G4 comes tomorrow. I'm so excited. Awesome. I'm excited for you as well. Be sure to, if you want to, send us in pictures at marketing@batteryevo.com. Love to see people's setups. What inspired the name Walrus? In my speculation, because I don't know, they named it before I was around. But I speculate that it's named after the founder of the company, whose name is Walson. The Walson Walrus. You see what I'm seeing? Michael sent a text asking difference in price between the units. Borrow for. Okay. Do I have a buyback program?
No, but I did tell him about the alternative brand incentive.
Yeah. OMG, my husband is ordering Walrus Arctic right now. Can't wait. Awesome. Dog Mom for the win. I have 5 dogs. Yeah, please send us at least a picture of one of the dogs.
All
I love
5 in
dogs.
one group photo. I want family photo.
If I had 5 dogs, I'd be taking
What's
pictures
the
of
most
them all the time.
dogs what's the most animals you've had at one given time? You had a lot at one given
Andy
time?
definitely wins that one
How
for
many?
sure.
Well, do you count insects and reptiles?
Reptiles, yes. Insects, I'm not sure.
Okay.
Maybe like 10 insects counts for one.
Mollusks,
What is that?
like snails or clams.
Yeah, that's okay. Those have a little bit more personality. Like if you had crickets, I'd be like, no.
You know they lay hundreds of eggs at a time.
I count snails because they made a movie about this turbo, so that counts.
Well, okay, hundreds of eggs at a time though. That's like 600.
Fallen Solar King says, have you guys considered doing an off-grid project like a small ADU powered by your products? We definitely have, and you might be seeing some content with tiny homes in the near future.
Yeah. So we have, we do, we will, we are, we have, we shall.
We am.
Yeah. So.
He is.
I still have yet to get my ADU to power it up. So we could probably do mine when I get it. And
Let's
then
do it. I'll be there.
The Big Dubs has done it already too.
Yeah.
Okay, you remember how over there at the other facility, there's those containers, and then there's one at the top, and it's got like cutout holes?
Yeah.
Okay, that was a tiny home container.
Really?
Yeah, and they built it, and then they powered it, and then they disassembled it.
Oh, that's
So
cool.
it's been done multiple times, and then people
And
have
they
been buying them.
nobody filmed that?
That was back in the day.
Yeah, that was before they had me around.
Yeah. So they did the container home.
Well, we're gonna need to
Um,
redo that for sure.
Yeah, so it's definitely possible. We don't have. If anybody in here has an ADU that wants to get powered and then potentially wants like an awesome price on the product, hit us up. Tell us you have an ADU, and then we'll send Nick over there to do it. He'll film the video.
You'll send me.
you know.
You're gonna catch me hooking up your battery.
Yeah, we'll send Nick and crew to go hook it up to your home so we can get a video on it. It has been done, but you're right. We don't have a video of a specific ADU video.
I would love to.
We should probably
I
just do a
also-
3D render version of it.
Yeah, not a bad idea. I know a guy.
I know a person as well who could do this.
I still want to get a tiny home out at the ranch too. and
There
do
was
something
2
out
of
there.
them, and then we didn't get the chance.
Dude,
to
I
do
was asking every day for a while, like, yeah, but it never happened. I was like,
Big
can
Doug
I
just
get out
stared
there?
I asked Big Doug if we could do it. He just stared at me.
It's because he didn't know.
Fallen Solar King, are you solar installer, solar seller, solar?
You're definitely solar something.
You're solar something. What is everyone's profession? Tell us your profession in the chat right now. Let's find out.
My profession is battery slinger.
All right, so we figured out our dream product. What's your dream profession?
My dream profession?
Yes.
Really want to know?
Yeah, you got to manifest it right now. If you tell the YouTube universe, they'll
I mean,
get
I
you where
feel
you
like
need
you
to
guys
go.
already know. I want to direct movies, like actual movies.
Oh, so what are we then? We're just not that. All right.
Well, I'm developing an actual movie right now that has to do with BatteryEVO. But
Andy, dream
so
profession.
I might have my dream profession later this year.
What is it? Oh yeah, we know. Yeah, ornamental hermit for Andy. Chris,
Off-grid struggles as a chef.
chef. Off-grid
Shout
struggles.
out
What's your
Off-Grid.
current profession?
What do you cook off-grid? Like any specific
That's a fire
Yeah.
name.
any specific cuisine?
It's like if you're gonna struggle, you might as well do it off-grid. You know what I mean?
My dad is a chef.
All right. See, this is why it's sometimes good to talk about alternative things because then we relate to the public. It's very hard to relate with batteries because either a lot of people don't have them or they don't know about them. But your dream profession is on everyone's
Everybody's
mind.
got a dream.
Chris, what's your dream profession?
Dream profession?
I want to be king of the pirates.
Yeah. Dream profession.
And give us your rate. What's your hourly rate when you get this profession?
Alright. I'll be stage manager.
Okay.
So
You like how he turned for that?
At any music
That's
festival,
heat.
I gotta keep everybody on track.
Okay.
It's your turn to load in. And my rate is a flat rate per show is 8.5K a show.
Really?
Chris, my
Wow.
guy, bro.
So if anybody wants to hire a stage manager, it's $8,500 per event, and he will be the stage manager. Nadine, what's your dream profession and the rate for this profession? Okay, take care of babies, and what's your rate?
Like ICU or
No, I'm not.
Like daycare?
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh.
What about like teaching kids?
Teaching? No, I don't take care of them.
Nice.
What's the rate? What's the rate for this profession?
Don't want to be responsible for their education.
20 bucks an hour, 30 bucks an hour, 90 bucks an hour.
and what's the capacity? How many kids?
How many
how many
kilowatt hours
babies?
per kid?
Well, for sure under toddler. I don't want like toddler.
Okay. What is that considered? Like 3 years old?
That's like 3 and under.
I think it's like 12 months.
You said no toddler or yes
So
toddler?
Just
No.
crawlers?
Okay, yeah, so crawlers,
Baby
yeah.
Crawlers? Or-
Yeah. Rate? What's the rate? We need to tell the YouTube universe what the rate is.
Maybe somebody will reach out.
I don't know. Can you answer yourself?
Oh yeah. All right. Well, she'll be
She got
paid
you
in
back on
walrus
business.
commissions.
Off-grid struggles makes pho, Monte Cristo, beef Wellingtons, schnitzel, whatever I feel. That's the good stuff. That's the good stuff. I had pho over the weekend. It was really good. John Middleton. So there's a G4 and a G4 Plus. So the G4 is the 4th generation of the Walrus, and the G4 Plus is the basically it's like we dropped a little firmware update to the Walrus, so to speak. Not literally firmware, but it's just minor modifications to the G4 that doesn't really justify making it a G5. Those minor modifications are paint job and a slightly higher kVA on the inverter. If you order a G4 in the future, you will be getting a G4 Plus. It's not really going to be a pick or choose kind of deal. The price difference wouldn't be noticeable. We're selling they're going to be the same price. Fallen Solar King says off-grid kitchen in your future. Turn that off-grid struggle into an off-grid kitchen.
Off-grid kitchen. Yeah, that'd be sick. I
That
think
would be
that
cool.
would work. I want to get at my place. I want to get a pergola. Okay. Do you know what a pergola is?
Mm-mm.
Okay, I gotta show you what a pergola is.
It's not the same thing as a solar carport?
You kind
Or is it
of.
like-
Oh yeah, I know what those
If
are.
it has solar, then yeah. Okay, so I
Jay-
want to get a pergola.
JR Light says, any discounts on the 48 volt Eagles? Yes, definitely. Text us in right here, 747-282-0538. While we're live, we will give you an exclusive quote just from us that expires when we end the live. And that'll be lower than the website. That'll be lower than our Memorial Day sales. It'll be the best price possible on any of our products, Eagle or anything else. So text us in. Brian will get your text and he'll give you a quote on those Eagles. Fallen wants to know what the batteries are for. Great question. I was about to ask the same question myself. I imagine they're probably for your golf cart.
Wait.
Okay,
Oh.
so let's talk pergola.
Okay, so pergola. Wait, why did I bring up the pergola?
For your house.
So we brought up.
Oh, yeah.
Off-grid kitchen.
Off-grid kitchen. Okay, so pergola. Step 1. Pergola. Put some solar panels on top. Solar pergola. Then you get a G3, G4.
Solar pergola.
Put it inside the solar pergola, and then you get an electric grill stove setup
Yeah.
there inside of it, kind of like a barbecue, like a backyard barbecue setup under the pergola, but run it all electric, right? And then you tie that to your G3, G4, and then you got an outdoor off-grid
So you may as
solar
well hook
dining
up-
pergola.
you may as
Damn.
well hook up some kind
I
of
like
filtered
that.
water heated system.
You might as well put some filtered water,
Yep.
maybe, you know, a little bit of like a little fan that blows air at
What
you.
about the shaved ice?
You could put shaved ice. You could put a TV up, mounted up by the, you know, you could have like a little off, like, okay, I've been to Mexico, and sometimes you go to these beach places, and then they have like bars, but they're kind of like older, and so it's like there's no like infrastructure to like make it newer, but it's like
I see.
slap some solar panels, put a G4, and then they could upgrade the kitchen accessories to electric, maybe install like some like shaved ice machines, some coffee espresso machines, and then they'd run it all off grid. So it's like, I think that some people can really take advantage of the fact that you could take the Walrus, get some solar panels, set up maybe just like a
You can set
canopy,
up anything, really.
and you could
yeah.
sell tacos, anything, right? Anything you want.
JR Light says, thank you, just sent that text, so keep an eye out for text about those Eagles. Yeah, honestly, that sounds dope. That sounds dope. Parties would go hard under that, under the solar
Yeah.
pergola.
Right? I think that that's the vibe.
I like it. We need one of those here.
Yeah, I'm
Honestly.
gonna see if Alberino and the boys can build one.
Oh, dude. Alberino can sneeze that out. He can do it in his sleep.
I was gonna say, is it a diving thing?
If anybody else has any other questions, let us know. We will be streaming for a little bit longer. As long as the chat stays active and the questions keep coming and the viewers keep viewing, we will keep streaming. And if you've been watching for a little bit, you find these kind of conversations to be helpful or interesting, please drop a like on this video stream. Helps us out a lot. Tells YouTube that we're doing a good job within the solar niche. So yeah. What size inverter is in the Komodo tank? Is that what determines how fast an EV gets charged versus a Walrus? And also, Off-Grid Struggles says, I sent you texts with food photos. Oh, Brian, you're going to have to show me those. I want to see that. Okay. Also, how many solar panels can I use on a G4? I'll start with that one. Number of panels varies depending on the wattage of the panels, but you can do up to 6,000 watts of solar panels with the G4. If you buy a kit, we have a G4 solar panel kit that we sell at whole price sale price on the panels, so we're not really making too much of a profit on the panels. We kind of just do that to move walruses, and that will come with everything you'd need for the average home. Off-Grid Struggles requested the battery price. Brian will hit you back up for sure with that discount. So back to John's question, what size inverter in the Komodo tank, and is that what determines how fast the EV gets charged versus a Walrus? So the EV charging gun on the Komodo is a built-in charging gun unit. So when you open the side of the Komodo, on one side you'll find the housing for that EV gun that is run directly into the battery. So it's actually different from the inverter. It's not run specifically through the inverter. It actually runs the power right out of the EV gun from the battery. So you'll take that and just plug it right into your Tesla or whatever other electric vehicle you might have, and bada bing. As far as the inverter, I'm blanking on the number for the kVA on the inverter off the top of my head, but I do know that it is higher rating than the Walrus series, and even the Pacific Pro. I think it's higher than that. I'm going to pull up the specs so that I can give you a actual number.
System called the Walrus. It's a wonderful machine that benefits all of us. Inverter on the top, battery on bottom. Power your whole home, appliances, all of them.
Yeah, so you're working with an 18 kilowatt inverter there, which is much higher than the Walrus series and can handle basically your highest power draw that you would run into. Fallen Solar King says, I think also people forget sometimes that the solar panels for your setup can be ground mounted if you don't want rooftop installation, or even turned into a backyard shade with them mounted on top. You're 100% right. I've actually seen some really cool builds where they're on the ground instead of on the roof. I went out to a home in Rancho Palos Verdes that we had some walruses set up, and yeah, and they had one of the houses I went to had a really nice looking setup where they had the panels. This was like a beachfront property, so they had their like patio area that then kind of dipped off over a hill, and they'd overlook the beach, and so they had like the end of the patio, then right down beneath it were all the solar panels that powered their house. It was really classy. And the backyard shade thing, that's pretty similar to Brian's Sola Pagola. Oh, is that the food?
Yeah.
Oh, that looks good. Looks like he works at a nice place too. My dad was a gourmet chef. He's retired. That's why I use the word the, or was. The way that you plated that food reminds me of how my dad does it. We are responding to your text. If anybody else has any other questions, let us know. Somehow we got flies in here. Not happy about that. Minuteman Solar has some ground mounts he's trying to get set up on his channel. I know he did a Komodo vid with y'all. Yeah, he did a Komodo video with us out here in LA. That was a blast. Ben is a really cool guy. Name's Ben. Really easy to work with, really chill guy. So the way we connected with him is he's reviewed BatteryEVO products before. His first ever video on one of our products was his review of the G3, which is actually his most viewed video on his channel. And we had nothing to do with that. You know, I'd love to take credit for it and say that I set that up, but he just bought himself a G3 and did it out of his own volition. But it was a great move because he loves the product, we love him, he got a lot of views, and then we brought him out here to show off the Komodo, and he filmed another video while he was here that you will hopefully be seeing soon. Kind of shows a little bit of the behind the scenes of our lithium processing method, what we do behind the scenes here. We gave him a little tour, so that should be out soon. He's also doing a G4 review, so keep an eye out for that. But yeah, shout out Minuteman Solar. A lot of you guys I've noticed like to watch his content and then have come over here. So thank you for that, and shout out to Ben. Yeah, Minuteman is great. He's very thorough too. Like he did the like take apart video of the Walrus where he like basically pulled it all apart and showed the insides, which a lot of other YouTubers have not done. So I thought that was cool. He took that approach, and he did the one video where he compares like the nitty gritty pricing versus capacity versus all the features, etc., on every single home battery backup system on the market, including the Walrus. And when I watched it, I was very impressed by the level of detail. Cool, love the collab. He goes a lot further than I would, breaking stuff down. I'd be afraid to set off the fire extinguisher. Yeah, those fire extinguishers, I would be surprised if it was accidentally set off from the taking apart process. but you wouldn't want that. You'd get a bunch of chemical deterring foam sprayed right in your face, and it sprays out at high pressure. We've tested them for some videos actually. If you haven't seen that video and you want to, I can send you a link. Brian and I lit some stuff on fire, set off the extinguishers, made everybody in the warehouse mad because the whole place smelled like fire extinguishing foam for the rest of the day. Because we didn't just set one off. No.
That was when we did the fire extinguisher?
That was a while ago, dude.
Who was here for that?
Chris.
Only Chris?
I think it was just...
Did she work here yet? No, huh? Oh, okay, then.
No Nadine, no Andy.
Tommy?
I don't even know if Tommy was there. Yeah, that might have been pre-Tommy even.
Yeah. It was just you guys and me and Savannah.
Man, the OG squad.
Yeah, we were gassing people out.
That's crazy. Look how far we've come. Now we have a green cloth. Thanks for all your comments and questions, guys. It's been a good stream so far. Appreciate everybody for spending your Tuesday afternoon and evening with us here at BatteryEVO. We stream for just a little bit longer. Again, my name's Nick. This is Brian. Here to answer all your questions, big or small. Whether you're brand new to the off-grid journey or you're a regular who just wants to talk, let us know. We'll help you out. Fallen Solar King says, do you guys usually stream Tuesdays? So we don't follow a rigid schedule with the streaming because Brian and I we're both responsible for a lot of different things here at BatteryEVO. So sometimes our schedules will prevent us from streaming, but typically you're gonna catch us streaming on Tuesday or Friday almost every week. But it's not a guarantee. It's just if on that given Tuesday or
If
Friday.
and when.
Yeah, if we have enough time to be able to do it. But it's worth it. Love talking to you guys. It's more fun than some of the other stuff I do.
How much fun or how much less fun? I like to quantify
I don't
things.
like to
Unlike
quantify
Andy, I like to quantify
my
it.
fun chips.
Only send them together.
Well, don't do that.
Last question. Could you call the Walrus G3 like a whole home UPS if you have the grid passing through into the Walrus
Who asked this?
and the other side plugged into the home side?
John
Middleton.
John Middleton.
So you're
yes.
describing a grid-tied setup.
Yeah, the Walrus G3 G4 is a home UPS. So that's just another keyword to use for that. So it has built-in UPS. If the grid cuts out, the Walrus is the Walrus units will be able to do that. Yeah, they'll turn on when your grid turns off.
We did a demo of that one time.
Yeah, we did a demo.
We were at ITAP and then we shut off the power and the TV was like still on.
Mm-hmm.
What's the cheapest pergola we can find on the internet?
You just
I'm
want
like,
Lawson to buy your pergola
I just want a
for you.
pergola now.
You can hit me up. We'll see what's up.
Oh yeah, let's see. Shout out to our friends and family who are, who hit us up
I
occasionally.
love being hit up.
Remember, if
Hit my
anybody
line.
here is in the production space, are you going to Cinegear? It's at Universal's? No, Paramount?
Warner Brothers.
Warner Brothers. Cinegear, are you in the production space? We had a Komodo Mini under a, what is it called? A grip cart being pushed around one of these events. So we have products that could be used in the production space. Sam's Club or Costco pergolas, like $1,400. John Middleton says you can get them for $1,400 at Costco.
Not
Can we
bad.
find that, Chris? And then let's see if we can find someone on like Craigslist who's like giving one away. That sometimes happens.
So you wouldn't need a lockout on the panel with the Walrus, or would you need it since it's not grid tied?
So you wouldn't need a lockout on the panel with the Walrus, or would you, since it's not grid tied? So by lockout, I mean maybe you mean the interlock switch. If you're running the G3 through a sub panel, you wouldn't technically need an interlock switch because you're pushing the energy through the sub panel. If you decide to use the main panel's breakers, you would need an interlock switch. We usually recommend to use a sub panel, but some of you guys are very DIY savvy and electricians, so you could push it back through the main panel with an interlock switch to make sure you're shutting off the main, and then you could do an automatic transfer switch so that it's automatic and you don't have to go do it. But the Walrus in itself has built-in UPS, so if you have it wired up the way we have it in our videos, some of the old G2 videos, remember that all the Walruses are set up. So if you see the Walrus G2, G3, G4, Pacific Pro videos, all the hook, and even the Komodo, the hookups are all the same, right? So you could watch one of the older videos and it's still the same setup. So the Walruses have built-in UPS. If you run it through a sub panel, when the grid cuts out, the G4 will detect it and then it will push the energy out as backup. But most of the time, you're probably going to use the Walrus as a daily use unit to lower your utility bills. If you're doing it grid tied or off grid, irregardless, you should be using the Walrus daily to reduce your energy costs. And in this fashion, when you're using it in this way, if your grid cuts out, it doesn't really matter. You won't notice because the Walrus is always just kicked on. I would think the Komodo would be a great addition to those traveling carnivals. Oh,
honestly, that's a really dude. You
Chris,
just gave us a $1 million idea right there, John.
That is, I would think the Komodo would be a great addition to those traveling carnivals. So make traveling events. Can you make some traveling events type imagery?
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to hit that because think about it. They gotta be able to power up their stuff wherever they go.
Do you think a power Ferris wheel?
John, that was good.
Does anybody in the chat have a Ferris wheel or small roller coaster we could take our Komodo and power? Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. We should definitely find something to film here in town.
Let's make some imagery for that, and then let's see what we can gather.
Andy, you might be
Andy,
asked to make a 3D Ferris
pessimism
wheel.
is not appreciated. Yeah.
Anything? Noted. Yeah, carnivals. That's a smart one. I'm gonna tell that to our B2B guys, and they're gonna go crazy with that. Yeah. Somebody's gonna be doing a web scrape on carnivals. Be sure to keep us going. Hell, festivals, carnivals, all that EDM stuff for sure. We are looking into the concert space for sure, outdoor events. We're trying to get those Komodos anywhere people will take them because they are so versatile. There's really so many scenarios where they come in handy. So much so that we have a whole employee here named Mr. Scenario, whose job is to put the Komodo in various scenarios.
All right, John, you win for today. Tomorrow, I'm not sure.
John, if you wanted to text us in for a product today, I think we got to give you the best hookup of the day for that one. Oh my gosh. Fallen Solar King, thank you for all the comments. If you guys have any other comments, questions, inquiries, curiosities, let us know in the chat. We're here to help you out. Manny says bouncy house renters. That's another good one. I feel like, to be honest, my personal opinion, I think if you have a bounce house business and you're powering it up with the Komodo, that's probably overkill. Just gonna say it.
Yeah, but maybe, have you been to those places where they have the big one? You know what I'm talking about? It's like they do them in like Santa Clarita and they do them right here in Topanga, like the pumpkin patch ones, and then they have like those like ones where it's like a whole course.
Oh yeah, if you're powering like a bunch, then the Komodo's good. Yeah. I was just picturing like a small one in somebody's front yard for like a kid's birthday party. I slept in one of those once. The I guess regular sized bounce houses. Yeah, my nephew had one for his party, and we didn't have to return it until the following day. So me and my wife and my nephew had a little bounce house sleepover. It was actually really comfy. I slept good. John says we just had a huge festival at Gulf Shores, usually called the Hangout Festival. This year was Country Sand in My Boots. I'm good, just waiting on my G3 sometime next week before June. Awesome. Hoping it comes in soon. I think, John, forgive me if you were the one who gave me the order number. I sent it out to our team earlier, so they will be giving you an ETA. If you aren't the one who sent me your order number and you want an ETA narrowed down, feel free to send me your order number. I'll pass it along to the team. The fact that it's portable and can pull stuff any homesteader in Alaska or Colorado. Yeah, for sure. I mean, we had just the mini Komodo is great for homesteaders too. That's the smaller one. So you have the very big one, that's the green one that has a large 100 kilowatt hour capacity. Small one has a 3 kilowatt hour capacity. It's more similar to like a portable power bank, Jackery type system. But it can carry and tow a couple 100 pounds as well. Super useful for like bringing your tools out to a site on your homestead. Juan Pablo Alvarez says, "Hi guys, I'm writing from Guatemala. I tried sending SMS last week, but I don't know if you're getting them. I'm very interested in the G4. Is there any other way to reach you and get the live discount?"
It's probably not connecting because he's in another place.
Yeah, that's probably the issue. I mean, we can definitely get you out. We do everything we can to get you a product, and would love to give you that live stream discount. That's what we're here to do.
Maybe just have them call for now, and then maybe they can communicate on WhatsApp or something.
Maybe if you can call in, but yeah, WhatsApp would be a good alternative. Or even if you want to email us, just so that we have a place to start the conversation and know that it's you. I'll drop an email in here for you.
I was trying. Where did I go to?
Guatemala.
Yeah, we've shipped them over there before.
That's cool. We have some facilities in Panama. Juan, if you have any other questions, let us know. Happy to help you out however we can in here. John said, who would you need to talk to for EMS or rescue services in hurricane-prone areas? Because I know it fills a need during tornadoes and hurricanes for like 3 to 4 days after. Yeah, totally. So this is a relatable one for me for a couple reasons. Juan says, thank you. No problem, Juan. So I'm from Florida. I'm from South Florida. And I experienced hurricanes my entire childhood. And for those of you who haven't, what John is talking about is you'll have the big storm come through, and then for like up to a week or more sometimes afterwards, the town will be very wet, very heavily hit, like usually telephone poles down, all that stuff. And there will be no power sometimes for up to a week. Depending on your luck, really. So during those disaster response situations, a product like the Komodo would be a huge help. Keep small communities going and powered with their essentials, and also you could use it to haul out debris, things like that. It's so useful. The other reason why I relate to that question is because we did exactly that. After the Pacific Palisades incident here in Los Angeles this year with all the fires and stuff, we took the Komodo down to the Palisades to do just that. Dog Mom says, my dogs can't wait for the walrus. I'll finally be able to save money on my energy bill, keeping these dogs either cool or warm. As long as they're either cool or warm. But yeah, that's awesome. I love it. I love dogs. So I'm happy that they're going to be happy. Congrats on that walrus purchase. Hopefully it comes in nice and smoothly for you. If you are somehow able to send me a picture of your 5 dogs in front of your walrus, I guarantee you it will be posted on our social media and all the rest. Juan, I think we're hitting you back. Let us know once you reach out. Thanks for all the comments and questions so far. If you've been enjoying the video, be sure to drop us a like so that YouTube knows that we're doing a good job on this live stream within the solar energy niche. And if you really, really like the live stream, consider subscribing to the channel. We do this a couple times a week when we can, and we post content all the time. Shorts, videos, all that. That's, if we didn't, I wouldn't have a job. Now we're talking. Andy, I can just imagine how you were like in elementary school with like the little noises and stuff in class. Am I correct? Really? Well, you've told me before you would always try and get other people to act up. Like you would, instead of just doing it yourself, you'd try and convince other people to do it. See, that's like extra devious. It's like a whole extra level. That's disruption and sabotage. If anybody else has any other questions, let us know. My name's Nick, this is Brian. We're streaming to you live from BatteryEVO, here to answer all of your questions, whether you're new to the green energy journey or if you already have a product that you just want to get to know a little better. Let us know, we'll help you out. And while we're live, only while we're live streaming, we got that special discount, 747-282-0538. Text that number, it's at the bottom of your screen. When this stream ends, we can't offer the discount anymore. We can only offer it to you through that texting line, and it applies for any product. We'll go lower than even our Memorial Day sales. So texting us right here, right now, is the way to get the lowest price on a BatteryEVO product. We have been yelled at on stream for giving them away for too low more than once, and usually I'm the recipient of that yelling. They love and respect Brian too much around here. Oh, we're live. We're liver than live. See, that right there is the live stream effect. That's what I'm talking about. You know, Brian, I didn't ask you what your dream job was.
No, my dream job, my dream profession?
Yeah, police officer.
No. One time I went to my buddy's house. He lives right across from me, and then I knocked on their door, and I think it was their uncle or something who opened the door, and I asked for my friend, right, by his full name, which was weird now that I think about it. But I guess his name is also like, his full name is the same name as his dad. So his uncle was like, looked in the house real quick, looked out, looked back in the house, looked at me, and he's like, "Are you a cop?" And I was like, "No." And he was like, "You look like a cop." And I was like, "I'm not a cop." I'm like, he's like, "Are you sure?" I was like, "I'm sure."
John says Nick sent you email. I'll see it. Don't you worry. One time when I was in like high school or around that age, I went over to one of my friend's house and knocked on his door, and his mom answered the phone, all stressed out looking. And she looked at me, she's like, "What the hell's..." I was like, "Hey, I'm here to see Terry." She's like, "What the hell's wrong with you? You knock like a cop." That was good. Okay, we got a couple comments here. Maybe Matt Music says, I have a camper 12-volt system. I upgraded house battery to 3 to 12 volt 200 amp hour LifePo batteries, 2400 watts panels, trying to get a setup built off grid for my dog, and I love to find to replace a gas generator. Yeah, so I mean, it sounds like you're on the right path. To make the most of that setup, you will want to find a 12 volt compatible battery. It says you upgraded. I'm actually not sure if I'm seeing the question here. Let me know what you need. I wanna help you out, but it sounds to me like you're on the right path here. I love the idea of just being off grid with a dog. That would be nice. John says you're a Fed. Prove it. Juan Pablo Alvarez says, I have an EG4 system for my house that is grid tied. I want a G4 for an off-grid cabin. I'll send an email in a few minutes. Excellent. Thank you, Juan. Maybe Matt says, I have the batteries. Very cool. Very cool.
Remember, if you guys want the deals, to text in. We're only doing the email thing because...
Yeah, Juan's in Guatemala.
Juan's in Guatemala. Oh, yeah. Sorry, I mixed up. I thought other people were trying to send in emails. I was like, no, don't flood the email. It's going to get tricky. Juan gets special privileges because they're from Guatemala. That's pretty much it. Besides that, you got to text in. Maybe we should just have the WhatsApp number. I mean, I don't know how many international people we're getting, but...
Do we have a WhatsApp number ready to go?
We have one, but I don't know how much it's being monitored.
Yeah, who's looking at that?
Yeah, so it's going to get lost in the sauce. I have batteries, 12 volt, 200 amp, 3 of them, watt cycle. Trying to set up built off-grid for my dog, and I love to find to replace gas generator. Okay, yeah, you just need a 12 volt system. The Razorback, probably Razorback with inverter will be the best setup. You can get plenty of battery capacity with the Razorbacks if you plug in like 2 of them. I would say, yeah, and then the 12 volt panels, you're gonna have to probably get a MPPT for the solar panels. Maybe some microinverters, but an MPPT would work too, and then that would go into the inverter of the Razorback. So you probably want to look at the 12 volt Razorback product. I put it in the chat, so you can just take a look at that product. If that suits your needs, text us and we'll try to get you a deal. Yeah.
Good stuff. Love talking about 12 volt batteries. Guys, what's your favorite voltage for batteries? We got any 48 volt fans in the audience? 72 volt appreciators? 12 volt enthusiasts? Let us know. 48V Rhino 4, baby! Yup. See, Fallen Solar King has taste. Razorback, I'll check them out. Yeah, Razorback's a really good one. Razorback's a very, very good one. Perfect for a camper. And maybe Matt, if you want to get the lowest price on those, text us in. That's 747-282-0538. You guys might see Brian on his phone every now and then. That's him responding to your guys' texts. We give out the exclusive live stream discounts while we're streaming. It's a quote that's lower than our web prices, lower than Memorial Day sale. So if you're interested in getting a quote on those Razorbacks, text us in right here. Brian will give you a custom price. It's how you get the lowest price. Otherwise, feel free to buy them later, but no guarantee that it'll be that good of a price.
Yep.
It is a good price, but
Yep.
We got it better.
Yep.
Yup. You guys hear how Nadine is just so tired of hearing this stream? I'm tired of hearing it too.
The size. And you're still gonna believe that they're gonna watch? Bro, you've been at this for like an hour and a half. Wait.
How long have we been going?
I don't know, I'm trying to
2
see.
hours and 13 minutes.
Alright. You've been going on for 2 hours and 15 minutes. I don't know, man. I think we should just give up. I think we should just give up.
You think this is our last live stream?
I think this is the last anything.
Brian, are you doing okay? I have to check on you real quick.
So nobody believes that we'll make it in broadcast. Nobody's texting in for special pricing. What else
I
happened
feel like the
today?
phrase "making it in broadcast" is very like 1990s coded.
Sounds old, huh?
Yeah, maybe even earlier.
We're not making it in broadcast. We're not. Our solar pergola business is out the window. Nobody wants special pricing on the Komodo. What else went wrong today? There's something else that happened.
The website was having issues all damn day.
The website was kind of down for a little bit. We had to get that up and running.
Bless you.
There was something else. Oh, yeah. Andy won't put us on their best friend list.
That's true.
Chris won't go with me to Avengers.
What?
So it's like, I'm like, what happened?
Randy says, "Hey Nick, you gonna give me the Komodo today for 20K?"
Randy, you gotta text in.
No, text us in. Let's make it happen. Text Brian.
Let's try one more time.
Get it. Let's get in trouble for Randy. Randy, first of all, hey. Second of all, I commend you for
The haggle?
for the commitment to your haggle.
You can
I'm
haggle?
rooting for you. I'm not the one who can authorize that, but if I could, I would.
Try again, Randy.
Last chance if you quit the live stream. Yeah, no, seriously, text us in. We'll see if we can make it happen. No promises. It's not my call to make, but if it comes up and they're like, "Hey, why are you guys
I mean, if you do it enough times, I'd assume that shows
it's eventually going to
an
work.
immense amount of interest towards this product.
If you ask them over and over and over and over again, I feel like they'll cave and give it to you. That's just my 2 cents. Don't take that as legally binding because I'm just a guy. Randy knows what's up. Randy does know what's up.
You're just a guy, and they won't even put you on the best friend list, man. Think about this.
Randy, am I making the best friends list for you?
Well, I'm talking about Andy's best friend list. Well, Randy, let's find out if you're on Randy's best friend list. But
Andy, Randy, it's all the same.
it's all the same.
I'm just kidding.
So Chris won't go with me to Avengers movies. He'll only call me when he wants to get his bag up, which is excessively selfish.
Yeah,
by
and
the way.
when he's sad, when he's down, when he's hurt, when he's vulnerable, he
wants
said,
to talk
"I'm
to
getting the call."
Yeah,
That's
it's okay.
because
You can get the call. I'm not compassionate enough to handle that.
That's
call.
because what you have to offer is like money schemes to Chris. What I have to offer is like meaningful.
Meaningful? So what am I? What? These adjectives are just...
I'm kidding. I'm sorry.
So what I offer is not meaningful.
It's Brian, if I could, what you and I have, it's very meaningful to me.
Okay, sure.
Maybe Matt Music says Razorback. Can I get the number one more time? Oh, cop knock. That's good. Sandy knows Randy, who also knows Andy.
Wait, is that in real? That's not me.
That number was 747-282-0538.
Yeah, the number to text is always on the screen right here.
Yeah, you can see it right below Brian.
You can always just text that number. If you guys want to call, I think I put it at the top. You can just scroll up, but all right. So,
Brian, I'm calling you when I'm sad.
okay.
So, Chris will vent to me, and then it'll
And then
bum me out,
Yeah.
and then I'll call you.
And then Nick's gonna tell me all your problems, Chris. By the way. And then
I'm gonna be like,
It'll
dude,
get to
Chris
me
is
anyway.
crashing out right
and I'll be
now.
like, tell him this.
Like, I'm outside, bro.
I'm outside. So we're off the best friend list. And Tommy's never been on the best friend list.
Juan says, wait for me, I'm driving 5 minutes.
Brian, you
No
should
worries.
Put the marketing team on a tier list, like this tier 8.
That's
I
good.
do have them on a list. That's the list.
Dude, I could literally screen share a tier list maker behind us, and just you'd see us making it behind us while we're
What,
doing
for our
it.
users?
Or wait, why don't you put
For all BatteryEVO employees.
viewers on it?
We'll do all.
We should do that.
No, we'll do a tier list of all the corporate level battery Evo people. That one's gonna get us in trouble.
I have the corp level for who's the fastest in the office.
Who you got?
Fred is for sure up there.
Yeah.
For sure.
Sorry, no, dude. I don't work on Saturdays. Well, not here. What was that, Andy? Andy? You want to share that with the whole class? But would I go live on a Saturday? If I was here, I would. You know. I'm sorry, I don't know what else to say. I work Monday through Friday, and weekends are for me. Okay. Guys, ask more questions. Come on. Chop, chop. Okay, text sent. Let's go, Randy. I'm pulling for you. I want them to give you that. Solar King says Nick is live on Saturday, but he doesn't go live on Saturday. See, Solar King gets it. Solar King knows what's up. Solar King, I do not remember. Do you have any BatteryEVO products in your life? Saturday Night Live, LOL. Ah ha ha. I used to love SNL. I haven't really watched in a couple years though. Randy says I'll do review videos, no cost to you. Hey, you know, Brian, if you're talking to anybody about the Randy deal, trying to get him that hookup, throw that in. Sweeten the deal.
For which one?
Randy with the 20K Komodo.
I'm gonna ask, but there's
Randy, do you have like subscribers? Sorry, I don't know how to ask that delicately. I mean, the review's still useful, regardless of subscriber count. Seeing it out in the real world. SNL, ladies and gentlemen, Man of the Year, Schoolboy Q, covered by... Alright, I got a couple things to say about that. Schoolboy Q is goated. So, putting Schoolboy Q in there, Man of the Year, very, very solid pick. Oxymoron is a great album. Cover by Brian, less solid pick. I think I'm a better rapper than Brian.
I don't know. I mean, the fact that I don't know. Nah, you probably are.
You've seen me rap.
Yeah, but you haven't seen me rap.
That's yeah. You're true. You're right. Yep. Brian, if you rap, I may buy a G4.
I sell them out every day. I don't need to be doing random requests to sell.
Damn,
G4s.
He's not gonna rap, but he is gonna flex like
I'm
a
not
rapper.
gonna take. I don't want to be random request YouTube living.
I will send the video for
Then it
you
gets
guys to
crazy
post.
fast.
Would y'all ever rap a G4 on live? Actually, on live is a great idea, but we do have some rapping in the works. That kind of rapping. We have a gentleman coming in to this very room to wrap our walls and floor matte green screen green, so that's going to upgrade our studio in here a little bit. You won't see these wrinkles behind us. And they are also going to be wrapping Komodos. So if you have any suggestions for us about how you'd like to see a Komodo all tricked out with like a fresh wrap, let us know. Maybe we can live stream that. That'd be very
they're all
cool.
gone over there. It's already that time, no?
Oh yeah, it's 5 o'clock. I can't hear you guys. My gas generator keeps interrupting. Lip reading isn't real easy. Schoolhouse brick colors. That's so funny. That's I mean, there's your sales pitch for getting an off-grid battery instead of a generator right there. That's what you just said is better than any ad I've made this year. Schoolhouse brick colors would be cool, for sure. And I met Schoolboy Q once. Was at a meet and greet. What about clear? Now that would be cool. That actually would be really cool. That's not so much a wrap as it would be like a custom housing for it. But if anything, I mean, it would be really cool to make a clear walrus unit just so that, like, for demonstration purposes, just for like to show on stream and show what's inside and stuff. Oh, clear wrap for additional anti-scratch protection. That's good. Yeah, that would be great. I mean, yeah, and depending on where you're keeping your walrus, you know, could get scratched. I will also take it to Eric at Unplugged Texan to review. Good to know. Hey, Randy, drop that. I know you're texting in. Drop anything you want to say to sweeten the deal. Drop it in the text, because otherwise you're counting on me to tell it to them. And I'm rooting for you, but I could very well forget to mention it. Randy is hooking it up right now. XD Sown says, is the G4 a transformer-based inverter or a high-frequency inverter?
I think it was low-frequency inverter.
Where's Dar when you need him? I'll be back.
I think it's low frequency,
I'm
but
gonna
yeah,
go,
check.
I'm gonna go get Sir Dar knowledge for this.
That's what they're asking?
Yeah.
I think the G4, I mean, overall, there's nothing better price per... It's the best bang for your buck. You don't have to spend so much money for a large battery bank, yet it'll sustain most homes. It's pretty easy to hook up. If I had a little bit more cash, though, like if I needed to really build up a real, like, extensive off-grid setup, though, I'd probably do 48-volt King Kong 2 with maybe a separate inverter that could potentially do a little bit more MPPT, or I don't know. I'm trying to think of like a range of stuff, because G4 you're gonna get a good inverter with a lot of battery pack, but if you go to like Pacific Pro, you're gonna get a really strong inverter with a lot of battery capacity, and then you could do EV. You could get an EV. You can get an electric vehicle, get a Pacific Pro, and then tie in your EV charger to the Pacific Pro, and then you could potentially never even have to worry about your EV charging. You won't have to worry about having enough battery backup. The solar storage is very high. Now the Pacific Pro is pretty pricey when it comes to like the whole kit. Like it's gonna get like over $10,000, especially if you add the solar. But if you compare it to
really good, you know, for the value.
If you consider compared to a grid-tied solar kit, now the King Kong 2 is the best price per kilowatt hour across our entire website and across the entire United States. So if you have a 48-volt inverter, The King Kong 2 is the best.
Okay, so to follow up on that inverter question, it is not a transformer-based inverter. It is a frequency-based inverter of 50 to 60 hertz, based on output voltage. It is a frequi. Okay. Eric, you know that I know. What's up?
XD Zone has been in here before.
Randy says, but you guys are the king of battery deals. I want to be one day. I'm putting in the hours to become the king of battery deals. But I wouldn't say I'm there yet. I still have some a ways to go. Okay. Guys, it is 5 o'clock Pacific time. I'm technically supposed to not be here anymore.
Check your chat.
Alright guys, live is ending soon. We are running out of time.
Do you wanna?
Get out.
Do you
No,
wanna
you
just
guys
let
have been
this
amazing.
go, and then if you need to go, you can go, and I'll just see how far
Yeah,
it goes.
do you wanna just
Yeah, 'cause we're
you
still
wanna hold
texting
it
people
down?
anyway.
Yeah, I mean we got 17 viewers right now. It's a good one. It's a good stream.
Yeah. We'll just let
very
it go.
solid.
Let's see if we can beat this from the last time.
All right.
Let's see
Yeah.
where this can
hell
go.
yeah. All right, guys. We're gonna keep the stream going because you guys have been so great. Fallen King says you guys have been amazing. Thank you, Fallen Solar King. Lawrence says, what should I text for the live discount? So just text in. It's that number and just say, hey, this is Lawrence. I'm texting in from the live.
Yep.
That's enough.
Text for
Randy
live
says,
discount.
see you guys next week. Randy, stick around. Brian's gonna hold it down. XD Sun says that's not quite the answer. It's more about how the sine wave is made and the reliability to handle surges.
I know for sure it's a low frequency inverter. I think that's the last. I think XD Sun. I think you asked this question last time, and I remember I asked Fred, and it's a low frequency inverter. It's sine wave. It's made and reliability ability to handle surges. The surges, there's built-in BMS, so if it has a critical load that's too high, the inverter will kind of shut itself down to protect the battery. XD Sun, what are you trying to power? What do you have that requires you to have this technical of information?
Guys, I'm signing off. Thank you all.
If anybody's just
See you
joining
next
the
time.
chat, just ask a question, and then just ask a question in the chat, and we'll try my best to answer. Nick has left. I'll move this chair the way so you can see the background. Soundboard would be sick. XD Zone, text in. Lawrence, you can. Oh, anybody who just joined the chat, you can text this number you see down below, and you can get special live pricing. Later.
See you.
Why is that? Alright, so we're trying to text. Who said what?
I think I logged out, but I think it was Randy said I think your 747 number is tired of me.
I don't understand. I think your 747 is tired of me.
Elaborate.
Elaborate. When you guys text in for the live discount, make sure you let us know what products you're looking into. Otherwise, it's like slows down the chat. Because then we gotta ask you which item you want. Do you have any reviews on the products handling AC startup on things like oven, stovetop? I don't think we have anything like that right now. The best stuff that we have is the Minuteman solar videos. XD Soned, are you trying to get a battery pack? What information are you trying to handle? What are you trying to do here? What is your plan for the Walrus units? And if you want to talk to a technical person, we have the phone number on the website. Randy L, well, they're probably just trying to get to the other messages. There's a bunch of messages coming in. For the thing that you want, I'm not sure that we're going to be able to get it, so that's probably why there hasn't been a response. They probably had to ask to see if you could even get that discount. So we're always trying to, whoever needs a battery pack and is trying to buy one today, I mean, we're going to try to help you guys get the discount, because as you know, when the YouTube live cuts out, there's no more YouTube live discount. So there's that. So if you can, I would like to know more about the MPPT and PV input also. Okay, the MPPT is already inside the Walrus G4. The PV input is 90 to 230 volts. When you guys are coming in here, are you guys checking out the spec sheets before, so that you guys have some type of information on the units? XD Song, why don't you text us in if you're gonna want a product, and we could also answer your questions there. What else do you want to know about these things? The PV input and the MPPT. The MPPT, the solar can go. The PV input is rated 90 to 230 volts, and the MPPT can handle about 6 kilowatts worth of solar. So. No, actually the G4 can handle up to 8 kilowatts worth of solar. The G3 can handle 6 kilowatts worth of solar. But they're both PV inputs are rated 90 to 230 volts. If anybody has any more questions, let me know. Nick has left, but we can still continue. If anybody wants a battery pack, if you guys don't want a battery pack, I think this live will cut out. It's gone longer than it needs to. I've been texting with them, but sometimes it takes a day per question. They also have given me conflicting information. What kind of information, XD Zone? What are you trying to find out about this product? 8 kilowatts of PV would take all day to charge a battery G4. That's kind of low. Not really. 8 kilowatts worth of solar in a 23 kilowatt hour battery pack would only take about 3 to 4 hours to fully charge, and that's only if you got the battery pack down to 0. And most of the time, nobody's taking the battery packs down to 0. They usually get them down overnight, about 30 to 40%, unless you're hauling a lot of appliances that draw a lot of power. At that case, I would recommend an extension pack to hold you out overnight. But if you're using your battery pack as 100% in the evening when the sun is down, you have a ton of appliances. You should probably offload some of those, but you're not going to be charging 0 to 100. Most people are fully charging their battery pack in about an hour. 8 kilowatts worth of solar is actually more than enough for the battery pack, and you can use the solar through the inverter as a bypass, so you can use the solar for your home. At no given point should your home be using over 8 kilowatts worth of energy at any given point, unless you're running some type of commercial appliances in your home. XD Zone, why do you feel it's not enough? The way that the G4s and G3s were designed with those PV solar kits, that's the most efficient way to charge the battery pack without overloading it. You don't want to just like supercharge your battery packs. You're gonna burn up the cells much quicker. That's the same thing like when you try to supercharge your phone too many times. The lithium battery over time will experience more deep cycles, and the battery won't last as long if you just want to supercharge it super fast. The kits that we have online for these setups are designed to be very efficient for the current setup, for the current G4s and G3s. I think you'd be surprised. It doesn't take all day to charge. We actually recommend the 4.4 kilowatt PV solar kit online, and people are still charging their units in the morning in about 2 to 3 hours, because you're not using up 100% of the battery pack's power every night. If you are, you probably need more battery capacity. So at that point, I'd probably recommend a Walrus Pacific, which has a lot more batteries capacity. And if you feel it's kind of low, XD Zone, you could let me know which battery packs on the market offer 23 kilowatt hours and a solar kit that's going to charge them super fast. Let me know what they are on the market so we can cross compare them and learn from them. But as the way I know it, there isn't an all-in-one system that'll do PV plus AC plus have a 23 kilowatt hour battery pack. There's just really not that many products on the market like this. I need a favor. My G4 was supposed to be shipped since yesterday. Can you please check for me? John in Houston, Texas. Evangelist, I think this one would be best for the customer support team. I don't have customer support information on my end. But if it got shipped out, then you should have a tracking number. But if you call the number on the website, they're probably all gone for the day today. They should be able to tell you where it's at. Yes, that's correct. Okay, that's good. Okay, that's good. Thank you. Let's see what it's doing this one. Right here. All right, guys. If you guys still have any more questions, just ask in the chat, and then we'll let this go on for about 5 more minutes. If you guys want to text in and get a unit, 5 echo-worthy batteries, about 25 kW, 1200 XP, can take 2 few people, cost less than $7,000. XD Zone, have you purchased that product? Have you purchased the 5 echo-worthy batteries at 25 kilowatt hour? If so, I mean, if that's the better setup, I mean, I don't see why you wouldn't grab that setup. I think we'd still be less price than that. It's not all in one, but it can be upgraded easily. Well, if that's the case, XD Zone, if that's the product you want to grab, go ahead and do so. You know, we're just trying to show you the units we have. I can't change the PV inputs as it stands. I cannot upgrade the MPPT as it stands. I know some guys have upgraded the MPPT on the G3s. But if that's how you want to compare it, you can go ahead and do so. If you want to get YouTube live pricing, you can text the number on the screen. I still think that we'd be less priced. And then you want to do 2,000. That's, wait, hold on. How much is this? 24 PV total. So you're saying that this will take 24 kilowatts worth of PV? For less than 7,000. I mean, that's cool. I mean, it'll supposedly charge it in 1 hour if that's the case. So if that's what you feel is what would best help you go off grid, I would say go for it. Oh yeah, this is like those stackable ones. Okay, I see. I'm looking at it online now. It's like a server rack battery, I think, if it's the same one that you're looking at. Let me look at the ones here. I mean, yeah, that's up to you. If you want to get the server rack type battery packs and just stack them all together, that's completely up to you. You are free to do so. The whole point of off-grid is to give you freedom. So if you want to do so, go ahead. And then call us back when you want a G4. I'm looking at the pictures of this. Looks pretty cool. Says, well, its charging is limited to like 200 amps. So there you go. It's going to be kind of the same type of setup. If you're going to do only 200 amps, then I don't think it's going to charge super fast, irregardless. XD Zone, do you want to get one of our battery packs, or what are you trying to do?
BatteryEVO. Yeah. Let's roll. Let's roll. BatteryEVO. Walrus.
Yep, if you want to get one, XD Zone, and you're trying to compare it, like I said, you're free to do so. It's very hard to find a battery pack on the market that has the same amount of batteries capacity. Remember, you said that when you stack 5 of them together, you'll get 25 kilowatt hour. So if you get the G4, you start at 23. Put one more extension pack, you're at 46. How many echo-worthy batteries will you need to get to this much battery's capacity? Now, the solar charge, I mean, the solar PV might be higher, but again, you go back to the point where your home isn't really using that much solar. So the fact that you're going to be bringing 24,000 watts worth of solar into your home, it just seems like overkill. It seems like a ton of solar. But if that's what you're into, I mean, go ahead and go for it. You're just going to be surprised that you're not using up as much solar as you think you are. And you could get away with getting, you know, like if you get another G4, you could just stack another set of solar to it and then get double. If you really think or feel that you need that much solar into your system. But as it stands, a lot of battery packs can be upgraded to get up to 25 kilowatt hour, but our unit starts at 23 kilowatt hour and can parallel up to 8. So the fact that other units, I mean, every battery pack is going to be marketed as easily expandable because that's the whole point of batteries. But at the price per kilowatt hour, you're not going to find a product to compete with the G4 directly. But just let me know. text the number on the screen. If you've already texted, we're texting you back. Just give it a few minutes.
Let me tell you about a system called the Walrus. It's a wonderful machine that benefits all of us. Inverter on the top, battery on bottom. Power your whole home, appliances, all of them. Off-grid living, it feels so good. Going green for our planet, just like you should. With time when you said it's more money in your pocket by a walrus and your family is stocked up. We got the Arctic, plug it in and start it. Fast shipping to your crib, best prices on the market. Wheels on your carpet, power your apartment. Energy is money and it's time to harvest. Yeah, you know we got the Arctic, plug it in and start it. Fast shipping to your crib, best prices on the market. Wheels on your carpet, power your apartment. Energy is money and it's time to harvest. Yeah, you know. Turn your panels into cash, every angle's looking red. Power outage, don't sweat it, cause your walrus got your back. It's a fact, all our systems.
Go back to this thing. Alright, I think this thing's kind of dead. If anybody's still just in here, ask a question in the chat or just text the number if you're still just trying to get a quote. Juan, I got your email. We're going to check it out. Juan, since you're in Guatemala, we're going to have to do the same thing as Hawaii. So we can get you a good deal on the kits, and then we can ship it to a carrier that can again get it to Guatemala. So once we deliver it to the carrier, we have completed our fulfillment, and then it's up to you and your carrier to make sure it gets over to you. I don't know if you know any carriers now that can ship to Guatemala from the States. If you do, let us know in that email thread, and then we can coordinate to get it there. We have shipped the units over to Guatemala before, and I think Colombia. So I know that it is possible to get them down there, but you're gonna have to get an extra carrier to get it there. Would this or the Atlantic 30 kilowatt hour be better? Brianna, which unit, the G4 or the Atlantic? I still think the G4 is overall the best unit because it has the newest and strongest inverter. The Atlantic is cool because it's got 30 kilowatt hour. I don't even know if we have that many of those left. So you probably have to check, Brianna. Make sure you text the number on the screen. So yeah, the Atlantic does have a little bit more kilowatt hour capacity. The cool thing with that one too is that you can expand it with any 48 volt battery pack with on the Atlantic. So that's an advantage if later down the road you want to pair it up with a different 48 volt battery pack, it should be able to. But overall, I think the G4 is better. We should have that plus extension packs. Brianna, what are you trying to power? What are you trying to go off the grid with? So yeah, Juan, we'll text you back. XD Zone says G3 or Atlantic. Okay, between the G3 or the Atlantic, I think the G3 and the Atlantic have the same inverter, so you can't compare them this way. And the Atlantic would have a little bit more battery capacity. In this case, I might have to go with Atlantic just because it starts at a higher kilowatt hour capacity. The inverter is not much different, and then you can always upgrade. You can always upgrade the battery pack on the Atlantic with a 48 volt. But I think the G3's inverter is a little bit newer. I think they might share them though. Like the G3 and the Atlantic might share the same inverter. The G3 is a little bit more efficient because it runs on a higher 72 volt system, so it's a little bit more efficient. Wanting to use it for coffee trailer. Okay, in this situation, the G3 I would recommend because it's smaller in size. The Atlantic is very tall, and it's heavy. It's heavier. So in this situation, I would recommend the G3 just because it's smaller in size. It's like about the size of a mini fridge, so you could probably fit it just about anywhere. And then the G3, you can detach the pieces, the top and the bottom piece. I think you can on the Atlantic too, but because the Atlantic is so tall, it's going to be hard to make the cables reach where they need to go. Whereas the G3, if you detach the inverter from the battery pack, it can still reach the battery pack much easier. So that'll give you kind of like a way to compact it into your coffee trailer. So you have around a 9,500 watt generator now. Okay, so the G3 is going to have more kilowatt power than that. You're going to be right about there though. So you have about 10 kilowatts I think you'll be rated at. It's 12 kVA rated at around 10 kilowatts. If you could upgrade to the G4, you get an even stronger inverter. But if you can successfully run on the 9,500 watt generator, the G3 should be okay. You just need to worry about how much energy you're using. So if the 23 kilowatt hour battery pack can sustain you, you should be good. Brianna, if you want to get a battery pack, I would say text in right here because this live is going to cut out soon. So text the number on the screen, the 747-282-0538 number, and then let them know that you want this for your coffee trailer. We can answer more questions about that there. And then we have installed our units inside these types of trailers before. So make sure you text in, let us know who you are in the chat and what you're looking to get. Don't just text in, say live discount, because then I don't know what product you want. And then text in right now before I cut the feed. I'll probably cut it out in a bit, but there's still people entering. So if you're just joining the chat and you were on our website or anywhere and we're looking to get a battery pack, text the number on the screen before we cut this live out, and then you can basically be in queue to get a YouTube live discount. YouTube live discounts do expire same day. So if you get the discount and you get your quote, you're going to have a special discount code in there. If you don't check out by the end of the day, that code will expire and you can't get it back again. And once your order has been in the system, it's a one-time use code. So if you ask for it next YouTube live, it's not going to work. So if you want to join the YouTube live, ask questions, learn, you can. But text this in when you're ready to buy because it's a one-time use code anyways. So if it expires on you, you're not going to be able to grab it again. Your email name has already been inputted into the system. So make sure you guys are ready to buy and make sure you're texting in. And if for whatever reason you need to hold off and not buy right this second, let them know that in that chat. Otherwise, you're just not going to be able to get the code. If anybody else has a question before we cut this out, go ahead and ask it in the chat. We can talk about the G3, the G4, any of the Walrus series, the Komodo. Randy came in asking about the Komodo again. I don't know if we're going to get him his price, but you can always haggle If anybody in here is a business and wants to take businesses off the grid, go ahead and text us that you're a business, and we'll get you the American Business Grant incentives to lower your pricing. Well, you'll basically get like distributor pricing, basically, is what I'm trying to say. Like, you're gonna get, if it's for commercial businesses though, you can't just get that pricing for one unit. It's recommended for people who need multiple units, or they're trying to take off a big building off the grid. I mean, that could potentially qualify for one unit, but you got to make sure that you have let us know what kind of business this is. So if you are a business and you want to use this for your business somehow, whichever unit it is, just let us know what it's for and we will set it up. We'll set it up. As long as you guys need a battery pack, we will hook it up. Texted but not hearing back. Yeah, Brianna, yeah, it's going into a funnel. Just hold off. They'll text you back. We gotta, we gotta go through everybody who's been texting too. But you will be able to get your information by today. Okay, you'll get your information by today. Just text in. Once we know you're in the chat, it's okay. Like, it'll be fine. But just wait for the team to go through it. In the meantime, if you have any questions, ask it in the chat and I'll answer your questions while the texting team will be able to get you your quote. So we can use this to talk about the batteries. It helps other people learn about the batteries. But if you're texting, get your quote, just wait for them to text you. Once you're in the queue, you'll be able to get texted back. Let me see about this needing G3. Okay, so right here, question goes, I can't find the Atlantic on the website. Can you post the link? That probably is because it's out of stock. Let me try to find it. And then some of the units are no longer in stock because we sell them out too fast. And then the question about how about G3 using NMC versus the Atlantic using LPO4. I keep reading bad things about the NMC and fire risk. The thing about the NMC thing is they're not too different from each other. NMC is just the chemistry used to build the batteries. LFP is a chemistry that is more heavily marketed on the internet, because almost all the battery packs are LFP for, like regular use. So obviously it's going to get marketed as the better chemistry because people want to sell their battery packs. But NMC allows for higher energy density and more energy, what would you call it, like in higher energy situations. So NMC is more frequently used in electric vehicles, and then that's probably why you see the fire risk thing around them, because whenever anything goes wrong with an electric vehicle, there's automatically headlines about it. But that doesn't mean that LFP is any more or less fire hazard. It's just that LFP is more heavily marketed as the better chemistry, because if you go online, almost all the battery packs are LFP, whereas electric vehicles most commonly use NMC. So the repurposed battery packs inside the Walrus G4 and G3 are NMC. The Atlantic is LFP. It doesn't mean the battery packs are better than the other. I still would recommend the G4 or G3 over the Atlantic, just because the inverters are stronger and they're more efficient than the Atlantic. But if that's the case and you just really want an Atlantic because it's LFP, you can feel free to do so. Let me see, Atlantic. Yeah, I think the Atlantics are all sold out. I could put a link to it, but I think they're all sold out. So we can try to find one for you. Let me see. Let me put this link in the chat. But I think they're all sold out. That was a unit that we had like in last summer, like in last June. That was like a year ago. So if you guys are looking at any of the units, I would recommend the G4, the G4. Yeah. So you will go online. I mean, you're gonna find anything you look up around lithium batteries. Look up Tesla. Look up anything. There's always gonna be headlines about fire risk, fire risk, fire risk. The thing around the gas generators now, it's the whole emissions and the noise and how it's not safe, right? So there's always headlines on the internet and on the news, because as you guys all know, headlines make the news, right? So if an electric scooter catches on fire, the headlines become that electric scooters are super unsafe. It's always a thing, right? You can't win when it comes to the headlines on the news, right? If you use gas, well, then you're spending more money on gas than you would if you have an EV. If you like EV, then the headlines are EVs are unsafe and that the batteries explode. But the thing is, it's like if the units were really as hazardous as the headlines make it seem, why would they be sold all over the world, and why would they be continuously produced in mass quantities for the entire public? And why would governments be pushing incentives to make sure people get them? So I always try to look at everything and don't take it for face value. Try to take a look at who's saying what, right? I mean, obviously, if people want to slander a type of product, if they're either in that market or against that market. So just, you know, if you talk to somebody who likes gas vehicles, talk to them about Teslas, they'll say that it's the worst thing ever. Talk to someone with an electric vehicle, so they'll say the gas cars are the worst thing ever. Talk to someone with solar, they're going to tell you that you got ripped off. Talk to someone without solar, they're going to tell you that you're wasting all your money on SoCal Edison's electricity rates, right? There's always going to be the pessimistic outlook on anything and everything on the internet. So the best thing to do is just to learn about the products, try to grab as much information as you possibly can about any topic, not just batteries, right? If you look at our batteries and then go online and then find other battery packs that you feel are better, I'm not here to tell you don't grab them, right? Just grab the thing that's going to help you lower your electricity cost, and then try to get the thing that's going to protect you from power outages. Trying to go off grid is super advantageous, especially for people in remote areas or people who they're spending a ton of money on electricity. I know SoCal Edison, PG&E, I think Connecticut has the highest electricity in the entire states, and then I think Hawaii does too. New York, I think some of the areas have really high electricity. I don't know which areas exactly, but I know New York has pretty high electricity. If you're in Florida, Georgia, those kind of areas, you're kind of in those hurricane areas. That's where Nick is from, and whenever there's a hurricane, Nick says that you can have enough battery pack power for the actual hurricane, and then when the hurricane passes, if the grid was taken down in your area, if you do the PV solar kit, even though the grid gets knocked down in your area, you're gonna have energy, even though your neighbors might not, right? Because you have the PV solar. So it's always super important to remember all of these key things. Now the LFP, the NMC thing, I understand everybody always asks about that, but what you're trying to find is the best bang for your buck overall. If you're trying to go off grid, the whole point is that you're trying to offset the cost of your utilities. So you're gonna have to look at the battery pack's price in comparison to other battery packs on the market and compare it to your current utility costs. So if you do all of these things together, you would find that using a system like the Walrus is gonna be more price effective than anything else on the market, and then on top of that would be much cheaper than whatever you're spending on electricity now. So I mean, I go on Amazon every day to go check out alternative battery packs. I can see all the LFP LiFePO, but I mean, if I was selling LiFePO packs, I would also make it sound like it's the best thing ever. But we've been selling NMC battery packs for a very long time now, alongside LFP battery packs. On the product pages, it'll tell you which items have what chemistry. I wouldn't argue that one product is better than the other because of that. It's just the battery cells that we had allocated to that unit. I don't think that the engineers here would build the batteries if they didn't think that they were efficient, and if they didn't think they were safe, and if they didn't think that they would help people. So there's that. I also attached the link to the Atlantic, but I don't think that they're in stock. People gravitate towards that one because it's LFP. Still think the G4 is overall the best unit. If anybody just joined, ask a question in the chat, or I'm gonna kill the stream in about 5 minutes. I was supposed to do it about 30 minutes ago, but everyone's asking questions, so that's good. As long as you keep asking questions, I'll keep the live. And if anybody needs a unit, I think this thing's dying out. I think we can probably yeah, I think I'll cut the stream in like 2 minutes.
play, every course you tear. Lithium's the power, nothing else compares. Lead acid's choking, sputtering out of time. Lithium's the future, it's in its prime. Why carry that dead weight, that useless mass? Lithium's the way forward, first class. Lead acid's fading, losing its fight. Lithium's the power source, burning bright. Lead acid's yesterday's news, rusty and weak. With lithium you're cruising sleep. A relic, a fossil, a sad old tune. Lithium's the beat, making lead acid smooth. Lithium's the leader, leaving lead acid in the past. In the battery game, it's unsurpassed. So ditch the leaks, the headaches, the mess. Lithium's here, the ultimate success. Driving the best, leave the old junk behind. Lithium's the future, perfectly designed for speed.
Back to this.
A modern play, lead acid's out. Lithium's
Don't
here.
cut the stream.
Lithium,
Alright, no more stream. Goodbye.